keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money. And most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish. No mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln and Palmyra. Ready Mixed offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply with Ready Mixed Concrete today to be eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Meet your new obsession, the Amigos Crunchadilla. Not a burrito, not a quesadilla. The Crunchadilla is a salsa tortilla filled with a unique blend of quesadilla flavors, then crisped to perfection for a crunch you'll crave. Loaded with melty cheese, crispy tortilla strips, and of course, Amigos' famous ranch. Get your choice of 4 boldly flavored meats, like Southwest chicken or chorizo, all topped with bacon. Crispy, craveable, and made to crush your hunger. The Crunchadilla, only at Amigos. Amigos value meals are getting an upgrade with more of the bold, fresh flavors you love. Now we have 9 options for only $5, $6, or $7. With fries and a small drink, these are full meals for a small price. There's something for everyone with the new Chicken Ranchero Burrito or Quesadilla Snackers. Even Amigos favorites like the soft meat burrito or crisp pinto are now in value meals. With a deal this good, we'll be seeing you all the time at Amigos.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. At A1 Automotive, we believe every vehicle has a purpose, and every customer does too. That's why we focus on dependable repairs, honest recommendations, and exceptional speed in service. Our goal is simple, to help you travel confidently and safely wherever life takes you. A1 Automotive, driven by purpose, built on trust. You can visit us online, a1autolincoln.com, or visit us at either of our 3 locations, 5110 State Hill Drive, 1117 L Street here in Lincoln, and our newest location, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber And then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped and picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black Shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour 1 of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Thursday. Away we go on Old School here on The Ticket. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, your right, if you're watching on stream, it is the Husker Hall of Famer, the NFL vet, MSP's finest, Nebraska's very own. It is Jay Foreman. Happy foggy Thursday, Jay. Was your drive-in as cloudy as mine was?
It burned off, though.
It did.
I was burning down there on by Lincoln High. All them knuckleheads are back in school, man. You guys need to learn your right turn signal.
It's not that hard.
Get out the way.
It's just a little stick. It goes up and it goes down. Not that hard. You can do
right.
it, Lincoln High drivers. Would you ever be a driver's ed instructor? Would you ever do that? Just
Yeah,
changing careers?
That would be all right. Because you got the brakes on the other side, right? Like you can do the automatic brakes, right?
I think so.
I would do it. I don't know if that would be my first choice of retirement to do that.
Never forget Mr. John Bailey, Lincoln Lutheran's driver's ed instructor.
He hooked you up?
Now you're cooking.
That's what he said.
Now you're cooking. Now you're cooking.
I had a
Yeah, you're
driver's
cooking. Now you're cooking.
Instructor,
Awesome.
man, he was great. The dude got me when I did my license. Got me with the okie doke though.
Ooh, what'd he do?
Man, this dude, I was doing it, and I was nailing everything. And I was, I drove, because I was driving to my high school for a while, so my dad would let me drive and then drop me off or whatever.
Mm.
So we're coming down, say like O Street, and it's a course that you're going to. And I did it I kind of had parallel parked it, which was obviously the hardest thing. And I pulled out, and then he just started going into me about football and all this other stuff. And then he pointed over there, and then I looked, and it turned red, and he failed me.
Well,
he's like, "Do you want to finish the rest of the test?" Nah, I'm good.
You set me up, Professor.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I saw him tomorrow. And the funny thing is, I was on the way to getting 100. I think I got 92 the next time. I think I missed some just on purpose. Just that, he was trying to talk to me, and I just kept looking straight.
You learned day over day.
Yeah, but my dad was mad as hell.
You were the instructor or both?
Chuck was like, "Man, how the hell you fall for that, man?" He gave me the business the whole way home. I just felt dejected, and then he was talking junk to me, and then the next day I came in there hyper focused.
I don't know if I understand how'd you fall for it. You're a 15-year-old kid and an adult's trying to talk to you. I thought you were doing the respectful thing. Right?
Oh, what? Yeah, he was talking to me about getting recruited, and he's like, "Oh, I heard you," and I would start going all, schools that were offering me or whatever that I was getting offers at that point in time. And then he did something pointed over there, and then it was crazy because it wasn't going fast or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It went from green, yellow, and then it got me.
Green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What can you do?
Yeah.
I did impress my wife a couple weeks ago. I did parallel park for the first time in years, and I nailed it.
Did you?
I was fundamentals, is back to the basics. Pull up alongside the car, crank. Oh, Jay, it was pristine.
Do you have backup cameras and all that? And the
I do, but I didn't use it. Yes,
not
the park assist. I didn't turn it off. I wasn't looking at it.
Oh, you was doing it old school.
That's what we do.
So
I'm on a show called Old School. I got to do it.
So when you do it, do you put your hand back on the?
I did not this time. I sometimes I catch myself doing it.
Yeah. When you're doing, I remember my grandfather, my dad, and uncles used to do that, and so my grandma had I think a Lincoln Continental or one of the big old boats. We used to call it the the boat because when you go over bumps, that thing would just be floating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the steering and the wheel, man, they could turn that thing with like one finger or whatever. That was like their big deal trying to parallel park. It was like parallel parking and being a good parallel parker back in the day is like when you see people that back into their spaces, like back into parking spaces.
Oh yeah.
Which I've came to terms with. Matt Verzal put me hip to it, and I fought against it. But now I see the reason to it. The way that they make parking lots so much smaller, I see why you do it.
I still think it's just too much time and effort. You're going to have to, I guess you have to back out either way. Either you back out on the way in or you back out on the way out. So it depends on when you want to do your work.
Yeah, and it depends on what type of car you have. I mean, some people take it pride in it. But I find myself every once in a while backing it, especially like on a game day or something. Or if you're going to like a sporting event or you're at a parking lot or whatever, you definitely want to back in. Because you will get jammed in there pretty good.
That you will. I drive a nice little 4-door sedan, so I've never really had to worry about backing into a spot.
You will if you get in there and look at man, these dudes got these Dodge Rams, F-250s, and all the Sun Countries and all these big old trucks.
I usually
country boys come in here, man, take over.
I usually save this rant for state football, but mostly state basketball. One spot per person. One.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, man.
It is not that hard. I know you need your truck.
But they got
But at least learn to park it politely.
They got those dualies or whatever.
Please.
They got the dualies. You got to show everybody with the big lights on them and the grills.
I guess. Just never sits right with me. What does sit right with me is taking my car to Graham Tire. They got my car running right. Really appreciate them. You can check them out at their Lincoln locations and all across the Midwest, where they're celebrating 75 years of service across the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. Hammond Bean says, my driver's ed teacher had us drive him to do his grocery shopping.
I like it. Get used to it, man. That's what your parents have to do,
Yeah.
I mean, man, you know how many grocery store runs I had to do for my dad after that? I was like, he was like, good. I just enjoyed it, but yeah, that's what happens. But I don't know if I would do that if I was an instructor. Hey, take me to the bank real quick. Go through this drive-through.
That just seems a little extra to me.
It is.
Because you're not paying the kid.
Yeah,
you're not like a home health aide or anything.
Yeah, but I mean,
you're supposed to be teaching.
Yeah, teaching you how to run some errands. This is what you're going to be doing for the first couple years you have your license, besides driving to school.
All right. Eric is in a couple times on the text line. Says good morning to you, Jay, and also says, I will never understand why people hate people who back in. It's a glorious feeling to just pull straight out of a parking stall. I don't understand the hate, but to me, you're just taking up my time. I just want to go park.
Yeah.
And because I've never backed into a stall like that, why am I going to take the time up front to do that, try to line it up when I can just pull straight ahead and then it's easy to back out? To me, it's just an unnecessary extra step.
Well, the funny thing is when, say it's state basketball, you're going and you're in the parking garage. And so you have a variety of, there's a lot of people there, especially as you get towards the, championship rounds or, semifinals and all that. Or actually more importantly, the first day, because everybody's there. So it's going to be a lot of overflow. Where it'll be, a line all the way around, and you back in that big old, Ford F-450 in there, and you could just take that big old thing up top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's usually when people get frustrated. But I have a newfound respect for people that do it. I don't do it all the time, but I do understand there's a necessary time to do so.
Jared in Lincoln says it's easier to back in a truck than it is to pull in straight. And those trucks don't drive you nuts when you got to go move something. Again, I'm not a country guy. I don't live on a farm. I don't have to haul a bunch of stuff.
I don't think it's country no more.
It not as much, but I'm talking like state basketball, state football. Right. Like I understand a lot of it is, that in Nebraska, but to your point, I think the trucks are invading Lincoln, and that I don't understand. Yeah. You're gonna get bad gas mileage anyway. It's gonna be even worse in the city. Gas ain't cheap.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, nobody cares about your headlights and fog lights you got on there. No. But they got to do it. You know what, man? You got to give respect, man. They probably like some farmers and ranchers and stuff like that.
Those people, I understand. It's a necessity.
So they help us. They keep the world going. So I give them a little respect.
That they do. No, Eric, I've never driven a big truck, unlike your F-350 work truck. The biggest car I've driven, I did get to drive the Suburban a couple times down in, I think we rented one or something similar down in Florida. I hopped at the wheel for that. My mom has a Honda Pilot I've had to drive, and I did rock the Honda Odyssey for a little bit, the minivan.
I like the minivan was one of my favorite cars I've ever rented. I've like in Houston, that was when the Ford. Remember the Ford Excursion?
Oh yeah.
Big Chester Pitts got one. He's an offensive lineman.
Okay.
He went and got when they first came out. He got the Ford Excursion, had the big wheels on it. So I rode in it with him, and I'm just like, man, it was diesel. I'm just like, dude, this thing is horrible. And, he lived out a little bit in Friendswood, but and then Gary, your boy Gary Walker, he had a F-350 something. Now he's a country dude for real, so I understand it. But Gary had this. He had this like a Sprinter van that he kind of like, I won't say he tricked out, but he kind of made more country where, because he lived a little bit farther out, so he can kind of sleep in there if he wanted, and not drive, if we had a long day or, late practice and stuff like that. That was actually pretty sweet. It was a kind of like it was like an RV, but not a big one, but like a small, smaller one. But it was pretty sweet.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah. I'm sure you're pretty happy.
Gary ever let you stay in there?
No, I just drove home. Unlike him, I was like, I'm living close to the stable because I'm making sure I ain't going to be late. I ain't trying to get fined, but no, I ain't need to stay in there.
Dave Braska says, why do we worry about backing in when you can just pull through? Well, I mean, that's, I think, ideal, but that's not always an option.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. Yeah, that's not an option. It's very rarely an option. But what happens if you're trying to pull into a space and somebody tries to pull through? That almost happened to me in Hy-Vee a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no.
Older lady. I'm like, you couldn't have just reversed back out and just drive the other way? You trying to come
through?
You trying to save 2 seconds?
Right?
Yeah.
We ran into is not probably the right terminology with cars. We nearly avoided nearly had a collision. Someone going the wrong way. We had angled spots at Sam's. Someone was going the wrong way.
Yeah.
All the way down the road.
Oh yeah.
And then eventually tried to like crank a U-turn into a spot. And then it gets worse. So they got there. And then of course I give them kind of like a glare as they're going by. We run into these people like multiple times shopping at Sam's. Here's the worst part, Jay. They were the people like blocking the aisles with their carts. Just like hanging out, waiting to figure out where they want to go next. They didn't like pull off to the side in front of like the freezer section where no one is. They were blocking the aisle.
Sam's Club,
worst.
Sam's Club and Costco etiquette has got to be taught.
It's same as the road. You stay on the right.
They have all the rules. Like when you how you get there, and all the stuff in your cart. You got to teach people to get out of the way. Do you get frustrated if you ever go to Sam's and people bring not only their immediate family, but everybody that has their blood type?
Oh my goodness, man! Like the caravans and the hordes, they take up the whole aisle.
I get it if you live a little far out and it's a you go to church and stuff and you go. I do understand.
But you live in like a compound? You live in a commune or something, or just it's like your family outing for the month?
I'm assuming that like say you live a little bit farther out of Lincoln, like say between here and like Nebraska City. I'm sure your whole family lives there. Extended family too. You guys go to church, and then you're like, all right, going to see. And they got, they got great hot dogs and pizza there too. Costco stuff's hitting.
They do.
Yeah,
and they keep the prices low.
So I understand that, but you still need
to a degree.
You still need to get out the way, though.
But you still need large group etiquette.
Yeah,
it's not that hard to be considerate. More text on this. Aiden says, my driver's ed teacher had us drive to a dealership in Kansas so we could test drive a car he wanted to buy.
Really? I like that.
So Aiden, did you get to test drive the car too as part of driver's ed, or were you riding shotgun? Were you in the backseat? How did that work? Let us know. 6883. I turned 16 before I took driver's ed and brought an accident report to my driver's ed class. My teacher at the time said that's the first time he's ever seen that happen.
They should do a series like they do like just driver's ed chronicles.
Oh man.
They put the camera up there and all that stuff. Yeah. You do some stuff like that.
You need the dash cam pointing out. You also need the dash cam pointing in.
Yeah. But they have those. Did you ever see that one time the guy that was I guess he was in training to be drive trucks.
Okay.
and he was a brother, and the dude said something to him, and he pulled over, and they started fighting. started fighting. He started fighting. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty funny, man. Yeah, but I'm sure it gets pretty intense in there.
Let's see. Varn Diggity says backing in is what the safest drivers do. Forward parkers at parking garages are the worst humans. Barney says, I'm a city guy. I back in everywhere. It's so much easier to back in and then pull straight out. It's hard to back out in a truck when there's a line of traffic around you and you can't see behind you that well. I understand that, but it's also an inconvenience for other people, like Jay was saying, when you're taking your sweet time to back in and the rest of us would like to get a parking spot as well. And then my man texts in as well. If you had to cop to your worst driving habit, Jay, what's your worst driving habit?
Me?
Yes.
Man.
For me, it's definitely the rolling stops. Big rolling stops guy. I will inch ahead at red lights when they're about to turn green as well.
Yeah, mine's probably, I shouldn't be saying.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's you off the hook. What's the thing that annoys... What's the thing that
I'm telling you, I'll be on it, man.
What's the thing that annoys you the most about other drivers? What's the worst of your pet peeves?
My worst trait is I watch TikTok too much.
That's fine.
You know what my worst trait is? And it happened one time I was coming down here. I'm doing way too much. I'm pushing the limit when I was at doing some like my rehab or PT.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go home, you take a quick shower. I got a bagel, and I'm trying to, for the few weeks a year, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat good in the morning. I had some oatmeal, got a bagel and peanut butter, and I have an orange or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm eating the bagel, got the clementine or whatever. And then I'm going through a neighborhood, and I was just going too much, and I got pulled over for speeding. Now I wasn't like purposely speeding, but I was just going. And he had told me there had been guys driving fast in that neighborhood, so they're trying to slow people down.
Oh, yeah.
So he pulled me over and he said, "Hey, where you going?" And I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm just going to be honest with you. I got way too much going on in here." I mean, to be honest, I was like, "I got way too much going on in here." So I apologized for speeding. I was like, "I'm going downtown," and he kind of knew who I was. And then I think I had like peanut butter. He's like, "Yeah, I know. I can see you." He's like, "You shouldn't be doing it." I was like, "Yeah." I said, I apologize to get it. He did give me a warning.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's probably my biggest pet. That's my personal pet peeve. My other pet peeve is just traffic in general. I don't understand how traffic gets so jammed up when there's the speed limit, when there's no accidents. Because everybody's going to kind of rubberneck when you see, because you want to see what's going on. So that I understand that.
Yeah.
Or slow people in the hammer lane.
Man.
Or I guess the worst is like when people drive slow on purpose. It's actually on Sundays here in Lincoln. There is essentially Sunday drivers. They cruising. They just like, hey, I'll get there whenever I want. I'm enjoying my Sunday ride. I notice it more here because like when you're in a big city, you got to get it.
And see, I must miss them because my route to church, I'll take 14th to Superior to 84th. Those are the only 3 streets I know.
Yeah.
And that's generally
fine.
fine.
It's like Nebraska Highway or Highway 2. Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
That part. Interesting.
Because like when I was growing up, like, DC, Baltimore, Gaithersburg, Frederick, and you're down there, they'll run you. Listen, if you're in that left lane, you better be ready to getting it. If you're in the right lane, you got to pass. It is like it's gradual. Super slow, medium slow, normal, hammer lane. Hammer lane.
Is there a carpool lane too?
And then if you get in the HOV lane,
is there one?
Yeah. That's like Mach 1 over there. It's like F1 racing over there. Like there's like you have the families over there, but you'll see a lot of BMWs over there just getting it. Once they get off there, they hammer it down. My uncle's like that too. He takes it serious. My uncle used to drive his BMW with the gloves with the holes in the nose.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
No way!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! And it's funny because my uncle played offensive line at Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'd take me to the airport sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He'd get in the car, put them gloves on, put them leather gloves on, and put some Paul Hardcastle on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and he would be rolling. And he loves shifting those gears, man. I'll never forget it.
The shifting gears to shift at some point.
He get in the hammer lane, and then he'll get on the thing. He's like, he'd be cousin, you in the hammer lane. Get out the way. Bomb. And then he had to shift down, shift it. Give him the deuces.
My man says, that's funny. My uncle used to drive his Porsche with those gloves on, too.
That was the thing back in the day.
Man.
But my man, did he have Paul Hardcastle playing? My uncle used to, you know what Paul Hardcastle is?
It's the first time I'm hearing of him.
You got to listen to him during the break. My uncle would pull me. I'd never forget, man. I would have my suitcase ready to fly. I mean, sometimes I'd be leaving to go like AU tournaments or like I was going to Minnesota or something. He'd pull, it'd be the summertime. He'd pull up, man, windows down. And I had to put my big suitcase in the back, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he had that Paul Hardcastle bumping. And that was his driving music, man. And I would never forget him putting them gloves on. And I was just amazed. I'm like, this dude driving with leather gloves on. And you couldn't tell him nothing with them gloves
one thing.
on. Oh, with them gloves on. He had his like nice little high top. He had a high and tight, military and stuff. He got that, he got that box cut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With his sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm. What kind of sunny? What was he rocking for sunglasses?
Oh, those are stupid stunner shades. They was dark.
Ooh,
the ones that kind of like go down.
Yeah.
Start light and go dark. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he was rolling. Then, back then they used to have the collars up. They wear the collars
Oh,
up.
sure. Oh, yeah. Pop that collar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My man says his uncle is from California, but he would drive that Porsche all the way to Nebraska. He'd have those gloves on with the top off.
That sounds like a great uncle, man. That sounds like a pretty good drive, too.
I'm going to shout out Eric for this. Eric, this is one of your rare good texts. People need to learn to avoid construction zones. Stop taking 9th and 10th Street downtown. Take literally any other numbered street. It blows my mind that if you live in Lincoln and you don't know another way around the traffic, like you live here, you go 2 streets over and 2 streets back. I feel like maps have taken a lot of that just like problem solving from us. Well, the map says to go this way. This is the way I always take. I understand routines and getting into the habit. But also, if you have CarPlay and your phone is plugged in or you Bluetooth in it and you have your display up there, it should make it even easier to go around construction because the map is right there in front of you. You don't have to know where you're going. You're not going to get lost.
Yeah.
You can just take a 3.5 block U-turn and you're back on the road around the construction. You can do it.
I'm a creature of habit, though.
Oh, for sure. But you're also a creative and critical enough thinker that you can learn to take a right turn as opposed to running into construction.
Yeah, I know, but still. I just don't do it.
But then you run into the construction.
I do. But you see what happens though? What happens at about 8:58? You see me roll up here.
I see you roll up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake Sorensen that was worried one day. No, I was out there just chilling, listening to nonsense he was spreading.
Typical. Do you want to talk some sports?
Yeah.
I suppose we should do that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go to break. We'll reset the show. Plenty to get to in college football, the NFL, the NBA, and the world of golf on today's show. A big thank you to Heartland of Nebraska Windows for sponsoring hour 1 of the show. Based out of Hallam, Nebraska, they offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today for more info at 402-430-3852. You can also visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. He's Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. I'm Austin Norman. Back with more Old School after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Meet your new obsession, the Amigos Crunchadilla. Not a burrito, not a quesadilla. The Crunchadilla is a salsa tortilla filled with a unique blend of quesadilla flavors, then crisped to perfection for a crunch you'll crave. Loaded with melty cheese, crispy tortilla strips, and of course, Amigos' famous ranch. Get your choice of 4 boldly flavored meats, like Southwest chicken or chorizo, all topped with bacon. Crispy, craveable, and made to crush your hunger. The Crunchadilla, only at Amigos. Amigos value meals are getting an upgrade with more of the bold, fresh flavors you love. Now we have 9 options for only $5, $6, or $7. With fries and a small drink, these are full meals for a small price. There's something for everyone with the new Chicken Ranchero Burrito or Quesadilla Snackers. Even Amigos favorites like the soft meat burrito or crisp pinto are now in value meals. With a deal this good, we'll be seeing you all the time at Amigos.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. At A1 Automotive, we believe every vehicle has a purpose, and every customer does too. That's why we focus on dependable repairs, honest recommendations, and exceptional speed in service. Our goal is simple: to help you travel confidently and safely wherever life takes you. A1 Automotive, driven by purpose, built on trust. You can visit us online, a1autolincoln.com, or visit us at either of our 3 locations, 5110 State Hill Drive, 1117 L Street here in Lincoln, and our newest location, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2026 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank, on Saturday, August 22nd at James Arthur Vineyard. Enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in hour one of Old School with you now, 9 to noon, Monday through Friday, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. I'm Austin. He's Jay. Thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for your engagement there in the first segment of the show. We'll take your thoughts for the entirety of the 3 hours on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line, 402-464-5685. Jay, it is official. College basketball's problems have become college football's problems as well. There was a judge that granted a temporary restraining order that will allow the class of 2022, the four-year seniors that graduated last year, at least for the time being, to return to college football, potentially for a fifth year. And this is, of course, affecting some NFL training camps. A lot of undrafted rookies or guys that see that cut line in their name underneath it as opposed to above it are interested in returning to college. Some of the names include TJ Harden, former UCLA and SMU running back, I believe, Anthony Hankerson from Oregon State, Jack Pyburn. He was the dude that wanted like $50,000 a month from Florida. And then ended up going to LSU, and a bunch of other players as well. For college basketball, I don't love it. We've talked about it. Rosters have pretty much already been set, but at least that season is still a couple months away.
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks away from college football starting, and this is just dropping.
Hey.
And now it's like 16 players as opposed to the 16 million, it seems like, in college basketball. But these are some guys that were good enough to get picked up to go to NFL training camp that are all of a sudden just back on the market and could show up and say, hey, what's up? I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way, the world turns. I mean, it seems like every move that college football makes seems to be a step behind, right? Because you never wanted to deal with the problem in the first place. And one of the other guys you failed to mention is Jack Pyburn, who was the defensive end from Florida. Florida didn't want to pay his NIL. He was actually a pretty productive player at Florida, but Florida didn't have the money to pay him. He ended up playing at LSU last year, is with the Buccaneers. He filed a motion as well, or motion to get in a lawsuit, and it looks like he's going to win. And he could go back to LSU and do it. And
him and Prince William Miaulin together would be a heck of a tandem.
A heck of a tandem. I mean, it's unfortunate the way that the sport is going, football in general. Obviously, it's money driven, it's opportunity driven. I get it, like you're in training camp, maybe you're going to get cut, and that's the reality of it, what it is. But ultimately, you have the option to go back and play, and you can't fault these kids because there's so much money given out to players that aren't even at the level that the 16 guys that we're talking about.
Right.
You have guys that are not very good football players making as much or more than the coaches that are coaching, and some of the guys that are playing in the NFL and actually are very productive if they're on their rookie contract, or maybe as much. And so realistically, okay, so you went to training camp. Okay, you're there 2 weeks. You're probably going to get cut. So that means you're going to have nothing, potentially. Or you can go back to college, and if you can get back to a place that still needs another outside rusher, they know you. Now, it might not be what you made last year, but you can make a $400,000 or $500,000 at LSU or at Florida.
Which, your point, is more than the nothing from the NFL. You're
right, and then you could have a chance to regain your better your stock. Even if you go and have a productive year. I can tell you this, man. If you think that the NFL is going to look bad down on guys that go back to college and make the money, and then they come to college and are productive and then test out well, you're sadly mistaken. The NFL don't care. They understand the way that the dynamics are. I think even now, when college coaches used to look down on guys that go to 3 or 4 schools or 3 or 4 high schools. It's just the way it is. If you're holding that against your evaluation, then you're not doing your job. You need to do some fact finding and understand, is he a bad teammate? Does he push back against coaching and all that? That's the same thing with any of these kids that we're talking about. Whether it's TJ Harden and Hankerson or I guess you saw Diego Pava in there. Now obviously he's in a different category. You know exactly who he is. But these other guys, they're probably good guys, and you can get caught up in numbers game. I could have been caught up in a numbers game then. Now, granted, I exhausted all of it, but just say I played as a freshman. I can tell you there's guys, okay, like Eric Warfield. He was a prop, so he didn't get to play. He played 3 years. He probably, deserved, 2 more years.
Yeah.
Octavius McFarland, he played as a freshman. And then obviously, played 4 years, but a 5th year would have helped him if in this day and age, because he moved from safety to linebacker. All that, there's a bunch of them that end up aging out. And so it's just the way it is. I don't really like it, but it's just part of the game. I mean, if you're surprised by this happening, then your head has been just buried in the sand. If you think it's going to ever be the way college football was, or what you think it was or should be, you're sadly mistaken. Now, I think it's the byproduct of the July 1st from years ago when you got the tweet from Thomas Fedoni that I'm open for business, and there was no regulation. There continued to be no regulation. Then it went to transfer as much as you want, and then guys were getting paid under the table, and then you got the NIL and all this other stuff. There's no leadership. So it's a byproduct. It's craziness. But if you can go and pick up a player, why not? If you need a pass rusher and you know that kid can pass rush, you're not going to pick him up?
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you?
You have to. You got to win.
Right. Because you're worried about the morality of sports now? We're way past that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On the coaches or the players. And so, if you can find a good player that's been in camp, you don't need much time. You're in shape. And you can pick up the defense or offense.
I'm sure a lot of this is individual, but we heard from various sources with Tyke Hayes' dismissal from Nebraska that he was still, at least a few weeks, if not a month or so, from being in shape and ready to contribute to that Nebraska running back room. These guys that are coming from the NFL back to college, Jay, like you said, physically in shape. How long would it take them to learn a playbook and work into the rotation? Would 2 weeks be enough time? Would they be ready for week one? Do you think this is hey, we'll ramp you up in the non-con and then we expect you full go by conference play? What do you think the average normal time frame for that would be for these guys that I assume will try to commit over the weekend potentially?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of weeks if that. I mean, they'll come in bits and pieces. I mean, especially if it's somewhere they've been before. And if he has a skill set that they need, they're going to make sure he knows the place.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to make sure he knows the place. And look, man, I talked about middle of the year transfers. That's coming next. I said this was coming. I said it. I keep telling you. I'm not a prophet. I just let you know what's happening. When it's out there, when they flip. This is what I just hope you guys are listening or whatever. If you don't, then that's fine. When things are floated out there like a couple months in advance, it's already happened. It's already in the works.
Just because the news broke to us didn't mean it's new to those people making the decision.
Yeah, they're just trying to see the reaction. I don't know what it was that when they sent it out on Friday, then it came on Monday. I forget, it was during the fall. It probably been the expansion of college football playoffs a couple years ago. Just what I'm telling you about when people are like, "Oh, I like it at 12." So
and
cool.
Yeah, we don't.
And so it's going to 24, whether you like it or not, and then you're going to figure it out. And so this is. I mean, it doesn't look good for the college football. But nobody really cares. It's just like this is something for people to be mad at. I don't agree with it, but it's part of it. So if you can get better your team, pick a guy up for 6 months.
Thomas and Lincoln says, but those people declared for the draft, so doesn't that make them ineligible?
No,
hasn't stopped anyone recently.
They canceled the. They had to declare because at that time their eligibility was up, so you're automatically essentially declared.
Yeah,
it wasn't like they chose to do it.
Not like they were, third-year sophomores or fourth-year juniors. Yeah. These were class of 2022 guys that had played their 4 years, were true seniors as we would typically know it,
no red
and
shirt.
Then just ran out of eligibility in, again, the system that we used to know.
Yeah.
But also, for guys that did declare for the draft, hasn't stopped them in college basketball.
Yeah.
There are dudes who have been drafted who have come back to play college basketball. There are guys who have appeared in G League games and been on the NBA bench and active rosters for games that have come back and played college basketball. Declaring for the draft is not the dividing line it used to be. And I never liked that, Jay. You declare for the draft, you're gone. That's why I like the NFL and the NBA working in the combine, or the NBA specifically, and a little bit of Major League Baseball too. Working in the, hey, you can do you can go to the combine, you can attend, you can get the feedback.
You can still come back.
And then you can declare. Even if the NFL did like a pre-combine, right? Maybe they do pro days before the combine or whatever
or just get together with scouts and okay, this is where you're at.
Right. Well, that's the agent's job.
Yeah.
Where it should be. And so maybe some of that
those guys lie, but you need to get to where they're giving you an honest evaluation.
We'll have the scout sit down with the agent and the player.
Yeah.
In the family, whoever.
You got to go. You could have like a GM and those guys be there, and you could kind of get where you're at.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of guys that can really declare to go early.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot more money.
Well, that should. There's a bunch that can't.
There's a lot more money now to get to go early because you could be in college. Now, they're making so much NIL money now, so that it kind of like it used to be before NIL really took off. So like 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, whatever the NIL was, if you could go to the NFL and your rookie minimum would be $600,000-$700,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're able to do that, even if you're drafted in the 5th round and you get $100,000-$200,000 to sign, you're almost at $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you're going late. Say you go, a round earlier, you're not getting that at that position at NIL or whatever, rev share or whatever. Now, that's where you have to have guys that make choices. Where it's like Emmett, where you probably had to add up, the worst case scenario based on what the market is for a running back. We saw the market for running backs, the numerous articles that we talked about from ESPN. So the guys have business decisions to make, and these guys that are coming back are making business decisions. It's life-changing money if they're able to get it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at a need position. For these players.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're coming in and you're a rotational player and you're getting paid $300,000 at like Ole Miss or somebody like that, or $400,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing another, year of college football, you're getting bigger, faster, stronger than if you're working on your craft. Man, it doesn't matter. Your film is what they want. They're not going to get mad at you. It's just not going to happen. Sure, they might, but if you're good enough, they're going to still draft you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they draft dudes that got issues.
Right. Issues.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, it's they're still going to get drafted if you're good enough.
Yeah. Denny and Mobile and Mailman have a similar question. Denny asks, when will the grown-ups take back control of college sports and stop letting these kids dictate the rules? And Mailman wants to know, when is enough with these judges? I want to jump off on Mailman specifically, Jay. I would think that if there wasn't legal standing, one of these judges would have said no. Because I think we're left with two options. Either the judges are reading and interpreting the law correctly, or every single one of them that's making this ruling is paid off by some school or big money.
No,
and I don't want to believe it's the money. I want to believe they're making the right decision, even if I don't like it. And we're just gonna have to figure it out.
Was precedent or whatever. There's a way that they know that they have to pass it. No, they don't necessarily like it, but they're probably just the letter of the law. Contrary to your belief, this is not the kids running it. It's the adults. They are replicating what they've seen for decades and quarter centuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free market. People have a problem with it because the athletes are getting paid and they're actually going out there and just going to the highest bidder. Nobody was mad when the coaches did it and left the kids there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're mad that the kids are leaving the coaches in universities.
Well, we're so not mad about it with coaches that every year we try to figure out which coach is leaving which job to go to this job for a coach just got fired.
Yeah.
That's how not mad about it we are with the coaches.
Yeah, who's on the hot seat, then who gets paid, who gets recycled, and there needs to be regulation, but I'm going to tell you that here's a better answer. There's no adults or a group of adults or leadership that are man or woman enough or bold enough to step up and really take the reins and really do what's best for football. Paying the players less is not the answer, even though I love Nick Saban. Now, paying them accordingly, maybe what's earned, i.e., rookie salary cap coming out of high school. So everybody makes the flat rate, no matter who you are, right? And then you better really work your tail off legit NIL-wise and maybe make a cap with that. And then, if you go over one transfer, then you are at a certain level where you can get paid. if you really come to
Well, the NBA does that too. I mean, with the bird rights thing,
Right.
and, you know, if you re-sign with us, you can get above and beyond. But if you sign with one of the other 29 teams,
like a retention bonus and all that type of stuff. There's ways around it. There's ways to do it, but you don't want to do it because you know what? Everybody's making money.
they're too busy being mad.
You can't pay the players. This is an NFL thing. Don't tell me that you guys are having problems. You're paying the players.
Right.
So either stop overpaying the players or develop the players where you're actually getting a true return on your investment, because you got huge amount of big staffs, you got big like money and all this other stuff, and then you're complaining about like the players making money. You're not paying these dudes. You're the one that offering it to them.
Right.
If you're overpaying for them, what do you expect them to think?
Like you said, if they're dumb enough to pay you, be smart enough to take it.
If you're 18 years old and these kids are and they're paying you like $1 million, why would you not think that you're the king dingling and that you're the guy's gift to this university or any university?
They've told you are.
Yeah, and if they haven't told you, that wire told you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the wire's telling you.
Yeah, so figure it out. Or this stuff is just going to keep happening. Because I can guarantee you, there's guys looking around in that dorm room. Whew, man, I can go back to college. It's easy. You pat it on the back all the time, eating good.
Make the
and
same
I
or
go
better.
down there for like 4 or 5 months, make $100,000 a month. And I just got to give me a few sacks. You probably learn some techniques. You learn some techniques and stuff. You just went and leveled up.
Yeah. Lots to get to on that. We'll keep the conversation going. We also have plenty to get to when it comes to Nebraska football and the quarterback situation in recruiting. Max Olson of ESPN put out an article. We'll get to that at 10. Nebraska's pursuit of a transfer quarterback. Some more details are being reported from that. That's coming up at 10. But we'll talk about Lenoris Sellers and his rigorous fall schedule coming up next to wrap up Hour 1. Guys, if you're dealing with low back pain or trouble urinating, don't just live with it. These could be signs of treatable conditions. At Advanced Medical Imaging, their interventional radiologists specialize in minimally invasive procedures designed to relieve symptoms and improve your quality of life without major surgery. June is Men's Health Month. Take the step. Call Advanced Medical Imaging today to schedule a consult and find out what AMI can do for you.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by Bryant Air Conditioning, Electrical, Heating, and Plumbing. A dense fog advisory continues until 10 a.m. today. Mainly clear skies today with daytime highs approaching 84. Southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly clear again tonight, lows level off around 68. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster. Right now, 66.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is pay to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government shutdown. Meanwhile, he's opposed every serious attempt to ban congressional stock trading. Nebraskans can't afford lawmakers enriching themselves while our costs go through the roof. Tell Senator Ricketts to support the Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act now. This communication paid for by Nebraska Groundswell.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Friends with MedElite Urgent Care in Lincoln remind you that the need for blood continues daily. Unfortunately, our blood banks are extremely low. Our community and our country depend on life-saving donors like you. You are eligible to donate every 56 days, and with each donation, you save up to 3 lives. Please go online and schedule an appointment to donate blood today. Thanks to MedElite Urgent Care in Lincoln for making this message possible. ER skills without the ER bills. Check them out today.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up hour 1 of Old School here briefly, brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. I see their information scrolling if you're watching on stream. Jay Lenora Sellers, South Carolina quarterback, is a senior. Here's his fall class schedule. Internship at the Partee Golf Center in West Columbia.
That's what I'm talking about.
End of list.
Good.
What is he doing? He was asked. Just facility management, stuff like that. Cutting grass and picking up the golf balls. End of list.
Yeah.
Go get it, Lenora Sellers.
Yeah.
My man.
You already graduated, right?
We'll graduate in December once he's finished with the internship.
Oh, that's
per the
great.
article.
See, man, that's what you get ahead. You get to finish and enjoy your senior year. He'd get a little internship on what it's like to be a professional. You better be over at the stadium all the time, working on your craft, trying to build yourself up as the best quarterback in South Carolina history, and then try to go in the NFL and dominate. I like it.
The other quote from Lenora Sellers, if I don't end up doing engineering, I've always wanted to do engineering or architecture. If I don't do that, then something around stadiums, laying out blueprints, drawing up blueprints and stuff like that, he said, or facility management.
There's a lot of money in there. The way that they're building up stadiums and renaming them and the stadium expansion, if you learn how to do that, man, you can have a great career because everywhere you look at, every college and heck, even high school are building, new facilities.
And to give the young man credit, he did have a previous internship with Contract Construction. That's the company that is working on the stadium renovation for South Carolina. Because I sat in a lot of those meetings at the stadium, that group they gave the job to build the stadium due to the design and all that. I met with them. I pretty much knew what was going on over there before a lot of people did. So he did put in the work. He's, got senioritis, and who can blame him?
Hey, look, man, you know what? The fact that he's way ahead of schedule and he's able to do it his senior year, more power to him.
Good for you.
But I wonder if people in the driving range try to, if he has a bad game and he's cutting the grass and he's picking up the balls of the driving range, they're trying to hit little stingers to try to knock some sense into him.
That's funny. Speaking of quarterbacks, some new details emerged from some ESPN reporting. It's an article titled $1 Million Deals, Broken Promises, and a 2-Week Mad Dash Inside the Quarterback Transfer Portal. You have a lot about Nebraska, their pursuit of Kenny Minchey, and their pivot to Anthony Colandrea. What all went into that? ESPN reports. We discuss after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
In Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2026 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank, on Saturday, August 22nd at James Arthur Vineyard. Enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Friends with MedElite Urgent Care in Lincoln remind you that the need for blood continues daily. Unfortunately, our blood banks are extremely low. Our community and our country depend on life-saving donors like you. You are eligible to donate every 56 days, and with each donation, you save up to 3 lives. Please go online and schedule an appointment to donate blood today. Thanks to MedElite Urgent Care in Lincoln for making this message possible. ER skills without the ER bills. Check them out today.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is pay to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government shutdown. Meanwhile, he's opposed every serious attempt to ban congressional stock trading. Nebraskans can't afford lawmakers enriching themselves while our costs go through the roof. Tell Senator Ricketts to support the Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act now. This communication paid for by Nebraska Groundswell.
Football Saturdays are back, and the Lincoln Children's Museum has a game plan for your youngest fans. Game day playdates give kids ages 5 to 12 their own unforgettable game day, while you enjoy the action inside the stadium. Drop them off 90 minutes before kickoff and pick them up 1 hour after the game. New this year, purchase a season pass, buy 4 sessions, and receive your 5th free using code FOOTBALL. Space is limited and advanced registration is required. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org and reserve your spot today.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts, answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in hour 2 of the show. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you here for the next 2 hours. 402-464-5685, the number to be part of the show. Big thank you, as always, to Graham Tire for their sponsorship of Old School. Jay, this story was published this morning on ESPN. A bunch of new details surrounding Nebraska football's search for a transfer quarterback. And we'll start at the beginning of the saga. Good reporting by Max Olson of ESPN. Appreciate him and the work he did on this. One of the first sections of this piece is all about how until there's a signed contract, contracts can fall through. And of course, one of the more high-profile versions of that was Nebraska and Kenny Minchey. I'm just going to read some of what Max wrote. Huskers had done their homework, including conversations with Notre Dame coach and extra medium enjoyer Marcus Freeman. Some editorializing there. After learning that Minchey planned to transfer in early December, the two sides quickly agreed to terms. The Nebraska sent the contract to Minchey's agent after the portal opened. Minchey announced his commitment to Nebraska on that Sunday before he had even visited. Minchey then calls Kentucky's offensive coordinator to inform him of the decision. That turned into a 2-hour call, and by the end, Minchey was going to Kentucky. He'd been texting and calling me every day. He never let up. It just took a little bit longer for me to realize that's where I should actually go regarding Joe Sloan and Kentucky. Minchey hadn't officially signed with Nebraska yet. The next day, his agent called Nebraska GM Pat Stewart to break the news. Stewart was in disbelief, brought the phone to Matt Rule. Minchey called Rule to apologize too. And then Minchey says, it was a pretty hectic process. I feel like there were a lot of players around the country going through the same thing as me. At the end of the day, it was just making the best decision for me. So, yeah, Nebraska does its homework, talks with Marcus Freeman, lands the verbal commitment, sends the contract, but doesn't get the signed version. A 2-hour phone call, and Kenny Minchey's mind was changed.
Yeah, I mean, and then he threw Sloan, the offensive coordinator at Kentucky, they put it, through the association with, Jaden Daniels and all them, and that swayed them. And I'm sure Kentucky, put some more juice on there as well, right? And so they made it worth worth his while to change his mind. And you got to pivot. That's the way it is when you're quarterback is a different position. I always feel like guys that play quarterback, only one can play. Sometimes they recruit over you. Sometimes they portal over you, and then you have to be in the portal. But in this case, when you had a lot of teams that were quarterback needy, and there was a lot of them out there, including our own Dylan Raiola, or former quarterback Dylan Raiola, which really started this whole thing. And that was obviously a mutual decision, it sounds like. And then there's a lot of names, passed around. Sam Levitt was a potential get for Nebraska before Dylan and Kyle McCord were here almost at the same time. And Calandra went on to say that he was here with, was it Pribula?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, which is interesting in the sense as well.
Yeah, we'll pivot now to Nebraska landing Calandria. So Minchie commits on Sunday. Decommits on Monday. Monday night, ESPN details a meeting that Coach Rule and some high-level staffers had. And Nebraska was down to 3 options that they liked. It was Calandria, it was Pribula, it was Aiden Childs.
Yeah.
Which we heard at the time, those are the guys that Nebraska was
Didn't hear about
interested in.
Pribula that much, though.
Well, it's funny because, like you said,
it was all Childs.
They ended up crossing paths at Nebraska.
Yeah.
The next paragraph after that, though, is Calandria fully expected to end up at Florida State. The St. Petersburg, Florida native made the Seminoles his first visit because it was a chance to go home, but he left that Sunday visit, same day as Minchie, without committing. His agent, Florida State, couldn't agree on the terms. So then Calandria goes to Georgia Tech on Monday when they brought in Ashton Daniels and DJ Lagway to Florida State. And Calandria gets a call from Mike Norvell. Norvell says, hey, we want Daniels. And that leaves Calandria still looking. He says, I was leaning that way. Honestly, I almost did go to Florida State. Kind of interesting to think about what Mike Norvell's wanted to do. Tried the Thomas Castellanos experience. Now the Ashton Daniels one. Calandria would have fit right in with what Florida State's been wanting to do and a chance to return home. I wonder if, there's any extra motivation given that he was, I don't want to say left at the altar, given the nature of this sort of thing, but he wanted to go home. There's mutual interest early on. And then for Florida State to pivot, I wonder how motivating that'll be for Anthony Calandria.
Yeah, I mean, we don't play him, but yeah, he wants to, he's going to keep an eye on that. I mean, it's a hometown team. He's had, several stops to where he's been able to level up. And then obviously, when he's, it seemed like the mutual interest was there. It's just the right fit. With all this whole story, the fit, like the layup fits, just seems like it just doesn't work out. And that's a good learning lesson for these young men to understand that, like, just because it seems right, sometimes they make decisions that are outside of, your wheelhouse, and you never know why. And Calandria was a part of that with Florida State. And, fortunately for Nebraska, we were able to get him. And, Georgia Tech, went with Mendoza's brother, which is kind of like a promotion by association. And then, he was able to come to Nebraska because Nebraska needed one. And it still wasn't a foregone conclusion when Nebraska made their conclusion. When you think about Aiden Childs, we saw a little bit of him, had the experience, has all the potential. Pribula as well, he played pretty decent at Missouri, and also it was a good backup. And then Calandria came, and it seems like, the stars align. It seems like a good match right now.
More along the process here. So 20 minutes after Calandria gets the call from Mike Norvell, his agent gets a text from Dana Holgerson. Hey, we want to let you know we're heavily interested in Anthony Calandria. And the agent says, hey, guess what? We're going to Nebraska tomorrow. And per Max Olson, Nebraska wanted to bring in all 3 guys, Pribula, Childs, and then Calandria as well. So Nebraska goes to pick him up on Tuesday morning, et cetera, et cetera. Calandria is there in the morning. Pribula arrives in the afternoon. And so Pribula is in his meeting with some of the offensive coaches when Pat Stewart breaks the news that Nebraska gets the commitment from Calandria. He's in the meeting. He's in the facility while Calandria is there, having just done that in the morning. Calandria commits on the spot. And so we'll get Bo Pribula's side here in just a second. But Dana Holgerson said, yeah, it was awkward, but how else do you do it? You got to get him ASAP. You have to make that decision because if you wait in the portal, you're cooked. If you wait an hour, you might be cooked. Bo Pribula says, that was pretty weird and just an interesting thing. I wasn't offended or anything like that. I understood the timing of the portal. I was just like, well, I appreciate your time. thanks for the hospitality for a couple hours.
Yeah, thanks
See
for
ya.
thanks for the
See you
steak and
never.
stuff like that. I mean, that's just the way it is. And Clandra said they passed each other, so I think
In the hallway.
it puts a little bit more pressure on you to make a decision.
Mhm.
And look, man, it's musical chairs and it's intense, and there's a lot of broken promises, and it's a dog world. That's why you don't feel sorry for the coaches or the players. I mean, I know it, they talk about how taxing it is to go around and do it, but you're ultimately getting paid in the excess of $1 million to play a kid's sport. And to be frank, you're probably not good enough to be getting paid that much, but you are. So it's part of learning it. These guys are young men. They have to, they're getting a crash course on what it's like in real life, and they're able to take advantage of it. But it's their first, well, probably not their first, but their first really, really big sports life changing decision.
Mhm.
But then also they're also seeing the side of the coaches that they never saw when they were initially getting recruited by either this present staff, like coming out of high school, or maybe if they're second or third time in the portal. Because as the money's gotten bigger, it's gotten more cutthroat. And for the players as well, like back to, like where Minchie had to call Coach Rule and tell him that he changed his mind, which is hard to take for a coach. And you got to be mature to kind of like, all right, just let it roll off your shoulders. But for a player, and these are young men looking up to adults, it stings a little bit more when you look at Pribula, like, you play with James Franklin and then they're there, they think it's going good. And the coach is saying, man, you can see James Franklin, man, it'd be, I can't wait to get you going. It's the offensive coordinator when you're there. And then the other dude comes down who was your backup. They choose him.
Yeah.
Right there while he's talking to you. So that, it's a.
And then you leave in the middle of the college football playoff run because you got to get out there.
Because you had to
go
because
Missouri.
of the rules. And, I don't know if that played into it, like a little bit of pettiness. I'll get you back. But ultimately, he ended up at Virginia, not Virginia Tech, and we shall see.
But how did he get to Virginia? I think this is fascinating, too, just the life of a guy in the transfer portal. So Pribula gets off his Nebraska visit. It just essentially just leaves once he gets that news. Hey, thanks. No point in going through the rest of this meeting. ESPN says his hotel was in Omaha. And so trying to figure out what the next move is. And so that next day, DeMond Williams says he's going to LSU.
Yeah.
Pribula and his agent get a call. Washington wants him to go out there. So Williams enters and then exits the portal. That was just the next day, right? It was pretty quick. So Pribula goes from Washington to Georgia Tech before they end up picking Alberto Mendoza, obviously. Like you said, Fernando Mendoza's little brother. Then to before they go home, they're in Atlanta, right where Georgia Tech is. Pribula and his agent get an unexpected call from Tennessee. Cancel their flight 10 minutes before they board to get on a flight to Knoxville. Obviously, they don't end up there because Tennessee was left in limbo, right? They're still holding lots of hope at this point for Joey Aguilar. They have Faison Brandon enrolling early, and then a George McIntyre was the backup last year. But Tennessee says, hey, we don't know if we really want you. We don't know if we actually want to take you, but we got to keep our options open. And that's a good program. It's an SEC program. You spent time in the Big Ten and the SEC. Those are the two schools for both Pribula to this point. But they don't take him. They take the third stringer from Colorado, Ryan Staub. Instead. And then there's the competition still going on. So Pribula goes to Knoxville for that, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, Virginia is hosting DJ Lagway at this point. But then Virginia calls. Pribula goes out there. And Pribula does give a lot of credit to Tony Elliott in Virginia for being aggressive but not pushy, giving him time and space to commit. It was 5 visits in 7 days for Pribula. One of them cut short, obviously, with a commitment. One of them, hey, just in case, let's just take a flyer on you, see if you're willing to come in, before finally landing at Virginia. I mean, I don't know if whirlwind begins to describe it.
Yeah, and also I think with Pribula's agent, Gaza, Joe Gaza, he was like, he told Virginia, hey, look, just bring us in, okay? Like literally, I wouldn't say he was begging to bring us in. And then once they got there, Virginia, was bringing it. It had Eli Holston there and a junior college transfer. And then they're like, oh, we really like this guy. So they found their quarterback kind of like their third choice. And then they put the full court press on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because look at Sam Levitt. It was a foregone conclusion that he was going to LSU, but he went to Kentucky. He went to other visits, and then LSU thought they were going to get DeMond Williams, and then they settled on Sam Levitt. not settled, but then eventually you would have thought like, okay, you're going there.
Settled on, if not settled for.
Well, you would have thought that once he went in the portal from ASU, he's either staying at ASU, or he's going to LSU. Well, it took forever. And
he went on the Kentucky visit. He was at the basketball game.
He was on another couple visits as well. Then he was kind of in limbo. And then next thing you know, he's back there and then, signed. So it wasn't as quick. And even look at like Dylan, right? He'd been, I think it was Louisville. And then they got the former USC quarterback, I think. Or no, they got what's his name? He's in here from Ohio State.
Keenholz.
Yep. Obviously Dylan had played more. And then Dylan, kind of was softly, with Miami a little bit. Then obviously they went with Mensa, and then a little bit with Texas Tech, and then obviously they went with Sorsby. And then there was always kind of Oregon out there, but then there was limbo of Dante Moore, so you had to wait for that. Then he chose, and then Dante Moore decided to come back. And so there's probably some other schools that maybe reached out to him that we don't know about, but there was a lot of quarterbacks out there, and there was a lot of teams that needed quarterbacks, and so it's always interesting how fast they move and how fast you have to move, and where you go and the domino effect that comes off. It was crazy for those like last 2 weeks.
And let me ask you this way: is there anything that can be done about that, or is that just the nature of the business?
That's the nature of the business.
Is that happening in the NFL?
No, there's not enough teams. Only 32 teams. They were wheeling and dealing. Because it's not only if the quarterbacks go to the pros, it's if the quarterbacks aren't good enough. Or if you play play well and then you level up, or you have to go back down. I mean, it's tough. Look at, Mendoza's brother. You thought like it would go to Mendoza, right? Well, they chose Hoover, who was obviously more experienced, probably a little bit more, efficient in his skill set. Then Mendoza goes on to Georgia Tech after just winning a national championship and going 16-0, and your brother's going to be the number one pick.
Yeah.
So even though it looks like a foregone conclusion, while you're in the building, you've been in there
for a year
with your big brother doing your thing, and you're next
until you're not
during the championship run. I think Hoover was decided on like
pretty early,
right? Right before. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year with all these freshmen that are coming in. That it's a pretty, stout freshman class coming in. How does that push guys into the portal, and where do they go after that?
That's maybe another point to jump off on here. The stuff being decided pretty early. I think you've mentioned it before. Does college football need a legal tampering period? Because Hoover was still playing for TCU.
Yeah.
Indiana was still playing and competing for a national championship. I get that, college football playoff prep and bowl prep, you have a month of downtime. And maybe that's when the legal tampering period is, to help guys make up their minds if they want to play in the bowl game with their current school, or just say, sorry, I'm going to go, get to campus somewhere else after I graduate, December or, at the end of the semester, whatever it is. Do we need, legal tampering period rules in college football? Do you think that's plausible? Do you think that's doable?
No.
Don't need them, or not plausible?
It's not plausible. You need them. Ain't happening. They got guys out there that you would never even think of that are getting contact to players. Make sure that, this is where you're going. You just got to do a better job of playing the game. You got to roll your sleeves up and think differently and have different people around to make sure you can retain your players and go get the players that you need well before. As 2026 is going on, you better be planning on 2027 simultaneously.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. And I think it would be great if they did, and they need it for coaches as well, because, you got coaches that are, that are going somewhere and they're just hanging around until, the present school is okay with you making it official. So, but I think you need to do it for both, but for the players and the way it's been going. Look, man, I'll tell you like this: these kids that go in the portal at the end of the season, like that after that, Thanksgiving, day game, or that's Thanksgiving weekend game, they've been in the portal since week 6. They might even been in the portal before the season starts. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's so much money out there. You got to get in. You got to strike when the iron's hot. You got to strike before they come in with some regulation. You can't have a bunch of loyalty to school when they're not loyal to you. they are, but they aren't, and it's just a business.
What's convenience?
It is. It's conditional too,
Mhm.
and so you got to try to go out there and get yours.
Get to this from Gus Mohawk to wrap up the segment. Just wondering who pulled the trigger and handpicked Jeff Sims. Are you more optimistic about Calandre than you were when you heard Sims was announced? I personally was excited for Sims, but the turnovers were the big question mark. I'll say this, for as crazy as quarterback transfer recruiting has been, even 3.5 years ago, it wasn't the same. I mean, Matt Rule was hired by Nebraska November 26th, introduced at Nebraska November 28th. Jeff Sims didn't commit until December 18th. I don't see a new hire going essentially a month without having their starting quarterback in place any longer if they can help it, right? The timeline has been expedited.
Yeah.
Rule went off the word of Jeff Collins, who is down there. And, I'm sure some other people had some input in the decisions, but Jeff Collins and Matt Rule are tight. Took his word for it. It didn't work out.
Yeah. It's different because he was just coming in versus now you got to, when you're down at the bowl game or after that last game against in Iowa City, you're thinking you're everybody, you might get a couple days break, but you're working on that portal real quick. So I think it's just different circumstances and sometimes you miss on on a guy like Jeff Sims, and he goes to Arizona State and heck, he's in the College Football Hall of Fame based on that one game he had, and he seemed to play better down there.
It just lends credence to comfortability and fit being more than buzzwords.
Yeah, and
There's something
he
to
just
it.
wasn't, what they thought it could be, and it was between Jeff Sims or you bring back an injured, Casey Thompson for his 85th year or whatever like that. But so, slim pickings, and you did what you did best. I mean, ideally, you would like to, got the better production out of the quarterback position, especially when it comes to Jeff Sims.
And if there was one quote to sum up this whole thing, maybe to sum up all of college sports right now, the first quote ESPN uses in this piece, Jay, was from Bo Pribula. I had no idea it was going to turn into what it did.
Didn't. I mean, look, when you sit down with your agent, right? And I've been a part of this, like a couple of times I was a free agent or whatever, or even like the draft process. They lay it all out for you, how they envision it going. They do some research. They look at what teams a quarterback need. They look at what, their cap or their rev share numbers and what the previous guy could play, got paid, or what they could pay you, what the market is, what everybody else demand, where you fit in the pecking order. And sometimes for certain players, it just doesn't work out the way that it was envisioned. And, he did a good job of kind of keeping his mind right. He talked about he had to find a way to do body weight workouts and keep his mind clear, because when you're going and talking to these, coaches and staff, you got to be on your P's and Q's, and it's like speed dating. And, there's not speed dating that they're bringing you in and giving you the best opportunity to be on your best. They're interviewing you in this room, and they have potentially your replacement in another room, and you might see them out in the hallway, and you're measuring each other up. And so there's a lot of things that go into it, but you got to do what you got to do in order to get paid.
A lot goes into putting Old School together. We get by with a little help from our friends at Graham Tire. We'll tell you more about them throughout the course of the show, and plenty more people who make Old School possible. We'll be back. We'll talk some more college football here in hour 2 of the show, next on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop in Eustace, Cozad, Grand Island, Kearney, Lexington, and Lincoln.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2026 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank, on Saturday, August 22nd at James Arthur Vineyard. Enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Mainly sunny skies today with highs around 84. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies tonight 68. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow, slight chance of thunderstorms, high of 88. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster. Right now, it's 68 degrees.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Football Saturdays are back, and the Lincoln Children's Museum has a game plan for your youngest fans. Game day playdates give kids ages 5 to 12 their own unforgettable game day, while you enjoy the action inside the stadium. Drop them off 90 minutes before kickoff and pick them up 1 hour after the game. New this year, purchase a season pass. Buy 4 sessions and receive your 5th free using code FOOTBALL. Space is limited and advanced registration is required. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org and reserve your spot today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. He's Jay Foreman. I'm Austin Norman. Show brought to you in part by Schwezo Construction. Schwezo is where safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Schwezo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back both on and off the job site. Apply it today at Schwezo.com. 40-plus years strong in business, Schwezo Construction. Jay, we did the Athletics college football quarterback tiers. They do come up with their coaches tiers as well. Fewer coaches in Tier 1 than quarterbacks in Tier 1. 8 Tier 1 quarterbacks, 2 Tier 1 coaches. It's the defending national champion, Curt Cignetti, and it's Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to – I mean, you can't go wrong with them. I mean, I think, Ryan Day was like, why am I not in there? We just won a national championship 2 years ago. And so, I mean, Kirby's won, 2 recently, and obviously Curt Cignetti has set the world on fire, and obviously it's recency bias, but I think he's obviously up there. And so 2 very outspoken and legit guys, and then you have Tier 2 that has there's a couple names in there that are a little shaky.
We'll talk about those. We'll get to the Ryan Day thing you mentioned first. The Athletics' rationale for not having Ryan Day as a Tier 1 coach is I go back and forth with this. Here's their paragraph. This group in Tier 2 is almost always in the mix at the top. Ryan Day has a national championship, but he's not in the top tier because Ohio State's expectations and resources are so high. His 2 predecessors also won national titles, and Jim Tressel played for 3. Day has done what is expected of him. A second title to match Smart would move him into the top tier. To those to whom much is given, much is expected.
I can respect that. And Ryan Day would probably be okay with that, right?
But his own success is working against him. This is where we're grading Ryan Day on a curve, holding his resources and success against
moving.
It does.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this, in basketball with John Shire at times too. And it's different. Day's won a title, Shire hasn't. But we have to figure out why we grade some guys on a curve and why for some guys they just have to check the boxes, right? Ryan Day's won the Big Ten. He's perennially been in the Big Ten championship game. He's been a perennial college football playoff team. He's won the national championship. Yeah, the bugaboos against Michigan. Absolutely, that's in there. That's really the one knock on the guy. Why do we grade him on a curve? Is Cignetti getting graded on a curve for what he did at Indiana? Maybe deservedly so. But Ryan Day's won more games at Ohio State than Curt Cignetti has in Indiana. I'm just saying, what's the standard? What's the expectation? How are we actually grading these guys?
Well, I think they're doing it based on who they like and who they want to be successful. And so, I mean,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're using past people's success as the way to grade you. Then you're using your own success while you're still being successful against you. And you just won a national championship, was right in the mix and just weren't able to get over the hump. I mean, it's a tough job. I mean, it's a tough grading system, but I don't think it affects Ryan Day day in and day out. And it's part of the job. It sucks because, I think he's never really gotten the credit for the type of coach that he is. And there's probably some things that he wanted to adjust. I mean, we didn't even get to the changing of senior day. I think he's one of the coaches that actually has enough humility based on the pressure that he's under and the expectations and the standard that they actually truly live by day in and day out, that he's willing to try or change things after going back and really assessing why they lost to Michigan that one time, or why they weren't able to get over the hump in the college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He's well aware that they'll play Michigan And if things go right, they'll go play in the Big Ten championship. But then ultimately, the thing that matters is national championships at University of Ohio State. So Ryan Day's just one of those guys that everybody likes to kind of mess with, and then he got over the hump, and now it's like going to keep messing with him. But eventually, he'll get there because he's a good coach.
You said some of those tier 2 guys were shaky. Where did your head go?
Well, when I looked at it, just for I guess just initial is Dabo Swinney in tier 2 right now. Now
they did move him down from tier 1 last year.
Okay, well then I get that's fine, but should he have been in tier 1 last year? Now
he was just coming off the
career wise, I'd say so. Yes. Right now, I would say no.
I would agree.
That's him, number one. And then number 2, I think he should be in tier 2. I would be really comfortable with the high end of tier 3, and he might be at the bottom one because his name is mentioned last. Is in it, but it looks like it's in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
It's Kyle Whittingham, but more importantly, Kalen DeBoer. You talk. Okay, here's an example. So the guy right ahead of him, Ryan Day, you're judged harshly, and it's never a set goal post or goal line how you're being judged, right? It's always moving. And then you have Kalen DeBoer that's in, you had a turnkey, program, and you haven't met expectations at Alabama. Now you've gotten better, right? And you start to welcome being down there at Tuscaloosa. But I wouldn't say that you've met expectations. Right, so he'll be questionable.
Same thing as Ryan Day, then. By that rationale,
right? But Ryan Day has won a national championship. So why is he in tier 2? That's another one.
Do you trust Lane Kiffin as an established winner?
See, what's your definition of winner?
See, he's winning games, but is he a winning coach? Right? I mean, maybe that's a distinction with that.
Coach?
Not
that's
to
what
this
you're
point.
asking.
Not to this point. Who do you think wins one first? Dan Lanning or Lane Kiffin? Who wins one first? Steve Sarkisian or Lane Kiffin? Who wins one first? Marcus Freeman or Lane Kiffin? I think Lane's 4th in that pecking order.
Yeah, if all teams were equal, Lane would be 4th. I think Lane might get one before Notre Dame. For sure. I don't think Notre Dame. I mean, it's not, and this isn't even a coaching thing. I mean, I think Dan Lanning probably will before. They've making some huge strides. I think Lane's a winning coach. I think the aura around Lane, the ability to talk, the people that he has in his back pocket, Finn Baum and all those guys in the is it Marty? Yeah,
Marty
right?
McGee.
Yeah, and they're great. But they're Lane Kiffin
or Marty Smith,
Marty Smith,
Marty Smith,
and they're cheerleaders, and they all probably have the same agent. Championship coach, we'll see. If he doesn't win a championship at LSU within the first 3 years, it's a bad decision for LSU.
Well, Lane already said, "Hey, you got to give us this year. We'll be up and rolling next year."
Nope.
He said that.
Nope.
Out of his mouth.
I don't care what you said. No. Negative. You got the quarterback. You got your head coach. You have the money. You have the tradition. You have the resources.
You have so many resources. Bill Wade can't build a roster.
And you have the players.
Yeah.
I'm not. No. You said spot the ball. We're spotting the ball. This year is national championship or bust. Every single year. This is exactly what you signed up for. This is exactly who you said you were. This is exactly what we're going to expect from you. Matter of fact, when you're getting paid this type of money for all the coaches, that's the way it should be. That's the way you should be living your life in coaching. That you should be having championship mind people around you. You're the head coach, Lane. You're going to get all the credit. Mario Cristobal, you're going to get all the credit. Ryan Day, you're going to get all the credit. Kalen DeBoer, you're going to get all the credit. Franklin, Marcus Freeman, Dan Lanning, Steve Sarkisian, Dabo Swinney, Kyle Whittingham. You're going to get all the credit. You need to get the majority of, even if they make you uncomfortable, that's the only way you're going to be successful. The coaches that will, and it's not, and uncomfortable and out of line are two different things. But I think people have they tend to mix them together. But that's what's going to be the separator, because no matter what, you're going to get that. You're going to get the credit. So why even be worried about whether they make you uncomfortable? You only worry about if they get out of line. That means
Well, because being uncomfortable is what you sign up for. You got to be pushed
Right.
beyond what you did in high school.
But if you don't have a championship mindset and you've never won a championship, whether it's physically or done it as a coach, you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Don't tell me you don't.
Right. You can't.
Right. We say jinx, but yeah, you can't. You can't. You just can't. I can't go tell my brother, how to be a doctor. I can't diagnose myself better than him. He's a doctor.
Mhm.
So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sure, I got experience. I know my body, right? But I never went through med school.
You know what you're feeling. You don't know what it is
Right.
necessarily. Mhm.
Right. And I didn't go through med school.
Do you think your brother took Greek mythology to get through med school?
I hope he did. Well, he played football up there. He played football at Weber State, and then he went to Arizona State for a while.
Nice. The other name I want to get to here, just in terms of how we grade guys, is Kyle Whittingham. What a fascinating resume, because the tier 2 overview title is established winners. The tier 3 title is consistency with upside. And the
That's where he fits.
write-up on Whittingham, is this. He's the only one here without a CFP appearance, but he has 3 top 15 finishes in the last 5 years while working with far less than most of the other programs in this group. He has an undefeated season in 2008, 2 recent Pac-12 titles. AOE controls one of the best resource programs, but the Michigan job comes with much higher expectations and scrutiny for this list. His hire was one many in the industry will watch closely. One agent said Whittingham's never been in the CFP, but the consistency and longevity gives him a bump. And then I'm sort of 50-50 on Whittington. A second agent said, I think that's still a very strange hire. You bought a short-term solution to your problem, but that's not a long-term solution. Kyle Whittingham gets a bump up going to Michigan. Dabo Swinney gets a bump down at Clemson. Now, I think Kyle Whittingham, the last 3 years, maybe 5 years, has had better results than Dabo Swinney. You can't argue with that. But again, he's the only one that hasn't made a college football playoff.
Yeah.
Which is why I might put him in the consistency with
Number 3.
upside, because
Yeah.
they're always knocking on the door. But whether it's 4-team, 12-team, 14-team, whatever, he still hasn't been there. And that's not a criticism. It's just a fact.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He fits that script better.
Mhm.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And that's what Michigan needed. I mean, I think it's a really good hire for Michigan, whether they think it's short term or not, based on the state of their program and where they were at and when they were able to hire a coach. The timing of it in the coaching cycle.
Mhm.
I mean, Michigan, thought that people were waiting for their phone call so they could call anybody up and change their mind and sway their mind. And the harsh reality is that they couldn't. And so they got lucky that Whittingham got pushed out at Utah by being when he was very consistent, did a lot more with a lot less. He developed a heck out of players. That's why I kind of push back of like doing more with less. What he's had the first round, second round guys and guys that went in the NFL and kicked butt left and right.
Mhm.
So he really didn't. Now he did a really good job of not being able to go and get into houses that Nick Saban couldn't get in or could get in and all that. But where he was able to recruit, that West Coast, he was able to get the right guys for his program. So, but I think he's tier 3, extremely consistent. We're going to see what he can do with the resources that he has at his ready, but also with the resources at Michigan come with a lot of drama and a lot of expectations, and more importantly, in Michigan's mind, a standard of excellence.
Mhm.
And that's the way it should be. You're at a blue blood school. You should always have a standard of excellence. It shouldn't be, lip service. It should be reality and action based. And you have, like I said, you have to surround yourself with, championship mindset. He hasn't won a championship, so he needs to, look at, talk to the, Jeff Backuses and John Jansen's, and I'm talking about guys I know that are around there, and those type of guys that are there local that were on that championship team, that Sam Sword and those guys, and get them, and understand what it means, and maybe some of the more recent Michigan players that are still there from Harbaugh's championship, but I'm assuming those guys are playing in the league.
Harbaugh's championship or Stallions championship?
Well, Stallions, Harbaugh Stallions, or the Sunglass championship, because both of them wear shades. Those guys that help you out, really curve it, the learning curve there in Michigan.
Where does Matt Rule fall on the athletics list? We'll tell you that to wrap up hour 2. Come back with us.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop in Eustis, Cozad, Grand Island, Kearney, Lexington, and Lincoln.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Football Saturdays are back, and the Lincoln Children's Museum has a game plan for your youngest fans. Game day playdates give kids ages 5 to 12 their own unforgettable game day, while you enjoy the action inside the stadium. Drop them off 90 minutes before kickoff and pick them up 1 hour after the game. New this year, purchase a season pass, buy 4 sessions, and receive your 5th free using code FOOTBALL. Space is limited and advanced registration is required. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org and reserve your spot today.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
The Friends with Rubicon Exteriors here in Lincoln remind you that the need for blood continues daily. Unfortunately, our blood banks are extremely low. Our community and our country depend on life-saving donors like you. You are eligible to donate every 56 days, and with each donation, you save up to 3 lives. Please go online and schedule an appointment to donate blood today. Thanks to Rubicon Exteriors here in Lincoln for making this message possible. They are a shining example of why America is a strong nation.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Wrapping up hour 2 of Old School. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you. Another hour yet to go. Don't forget you can beat your lunch rush with Buffalo Wings and Rings. Check them out, 2 Lincoln locations down 40th and Old Cheney. And, of course, our friends down at 68th and O. Always appreciate them. Jay, Matt Rule, according to The Athletic, falls in Tier 4. And the overarching title for Tier 4 is usually solid. A sampling of other names in this tier: Brent Brennan, Shane Beamer, Manny Diaz, Luke Fickell drops down a tier, Dave Doran, Jed Fish in this tier, Pat Fitzgerald, Alex Golish, Brent Key. You have Jeff Munkin, Pat Narduzzi, Barry Odom, Greg Schiano, and Brent Venables actually jumps up 2 tiers into Tier 4 this year, usually solid. Another way, we've talked a little bit this week about, tradition around Nebraska one of the traditions around Nebraska is you put a picture of the head coach or the quarterback in on the thumbnail for the article, or you write a little blurb about him. You'll get traffic.
Oh yeah.
No write-up for Matt Rule in this section. He's just another guy. Not even a little section about it was 3 years at Nebraska. Nothing. Just his name, the Nebraska N by him, Tier 4 ranking, and that's it.
Oh, you mean like an expansion of his name or whatever?
Yeah. No explanation. No nothing.
No, yeah. I mean, I think if it starts getting more traction, they'll get it back at you. Maybe they'll, they'll come back to it. But I don't think that means anything for the program. I just think that, I think it means, look, you need this. Where we're at right now is where we're at. That's all there is to it, right? And whether, so as much as we got the hype last year, we're not getting it this year. So you might be in a better spot just kind of just show up and go to work and make some stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to understand as a fan or somebody that kind of evaluates the program is that, this is, greatness is through consistency. I think it's changed. And that's part of Nebraska's problem, where you're looking for and yes, you're not going to always look at no point have I ever said Nebraska going to get back to where we were at. It's humanly impossible. Well, it's not a humanly impossible, but it's just not going to be done.
Yeah.
But you can be very consistent. And that's where you can consider greatness, when you're consistently very, very good. And then also you have a breakthrough. And so, look, it's about handling the business this year. You do that, you handle business next year, you handle business the year after that. It's year in and year out. And that's how you get back to where the standard is right along with the expectations. Right now, I think they're a little bit, topsy-turvy.
We're going to try and connect some dots here. Matt Rule got Nebraska to its two most recent bowl games. First, the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium in New York. Then last year, the Las Vegas Bowl at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Raiders. Adam Schefter tweets this out, Jay. The Las Vegas Raiders are eyeing improvements to Allegiant Stadium, home of Super Bowl 63. On the agenda later today for the Las Vegas Stadium Authority, a $158 million improvement to the stadium's north entry. This stadium, might I remind you, had construction begin in 2017 and was issued its occupancy permit in 2020. We're already asking for upgrades to an NFL stadium, the Death Star.
Yeah, and it's
6 years later.
It's a great stadium. Me and Jake were there for Super Bowl Media Day. I mean, I thought it was phenomenal, and I think it's
not good enough
in a great location. And I think it's a byproduct of the Raiders really taking off in Las Vegas. You're getting a little bit more NFL money, and it's probably something. Anytime you do something, look at Buffalo Stadium, right? You just put $1 billion or so dollars into it, and they're probably trying to figure out a time to go and change those things. Obviously with the lack of being able to see the field, correctly, at the second and third level. So it might be something with that, where you just want to have improvements. Maybe your expectations or your idea of a elite stadium has changed, and also with the Super Bowl coming and the amount of money that you're going to make, and essentially that stadium is going to be close to be paid off. It's a wise investment because it's not just for that Super Bowl. You want it to come around again.
But you clearly built it with the Super Bowl in mind to begin with.
Yeah, but you want to make sure that now you have the Super Bowl that is perfect. It's like hosting your family and your extended family and some other family for Christmas. You want to make sure everything's A-okay.
They're seeking
and you're getting paid for it.
Right down the line.
Yeah.
$158 million is going to be the tentative price tag. They're seeking $75 million from that Las Vegas Stadium Authority. Apparently, that's an existing taxpayer fund that's just set aside for this. So if they have the money there and the Davis family is going to finance the rest of it, so be it. It's just so funny to me that 6 years later, you got to improve, top 5 probably stadium in the NFL in terms of how modern it is, the conveniences and whatnot. But they want to create a new front door for the stadium, including a pedestrian deck, a public plaza, an event deck, and other transportation improvements. So have to see what happens with that.
I like it. Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
Good on you, Davis fan.
Yeah.
We'll head into hour 3 of Old School. Still plenty to get to here. We'll talk some NFL, maybe some NBA, and some golf. Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy at odds on what they think about the live golfers that want to return to the PGA Tour. Plenty more to get to as we head into hour 3 of Old School. Come back with us.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2026 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank, on Saturday, August 22nd at James Arthur Vineyard. Enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
Here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber. Internet built for you.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
New from Arbor Axe House comes Benny's Battle Barge, the mobile axe throwing adventure. Perfect for festivals, parties, fundraisers, and celebrations. Charter the barge at arbораxe.com or call Arbor Axe House at 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Meet your new obsession, the Amigos Crunchadilla. Not a burrito, not a quesadilla. The Crunchadilla is a salsa tortilla filled with a unique blend of quesadilla flavors, then crisped to perfection for a crunch you'll crave. Loaded with melty cheese, crispy tortilla strips, and of course, Amigos' famous ranch. Get your choice of 4 boldly flavored meats, like Southwest chicken or chorizo, all topped with bacon. Crispy, craveable, and made to crush your hunger. The Crunchadilla, only at Amigos. Amigos value meals are getting an upgrade with more of the bold, fresh flavors you love. Now we have 9 options for only $5, $6, or $7. With fries and a small drink, these are full meals for a small price. There's something for everyone with the new Chicken Ranchero Burrito or Quesadilla Snackers. Even Amigos favorites like the Soft Meat Burrito or Crisp Pinto are now in value meals. With a deal this good, we'll be seeing you all the time at Amigos.
Save big money when you shop at Menards. We have an excellent in-stock selection of Whirlpool appliances. We carry great brands at the best prices. Ready to take home today. Whether you want new laundry appliances or need upgrades for your kitchen, you'll find appliances that'll make your life easier. View our selection of Whirlpool appliance options today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score. Woo! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time. And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Away we go into hour 3 of the show. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you, brought to you by Graham Tire Company, proudly celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most. Jay, before we dive into the NFL and some key position groups, you have this from Thomas and Lincoln on our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. 1 NFL stadium, 1 college stadium, you get to upgrade. Which one is it and why?
I get to upgrade 1 college stadium. That Nebraska plays in?
Or just any college stadium you've been to that you think might need some modernization, some updating, a little TLC.
I would say either Florida State or Miami.
Okay.
Just off the top of my head. They'll never do anything with Notre Dame. They'll never do anything with like Ohio State, the big house. I mean, Nebraska, we're doing ours, so there's no point even saying that. I just think, I know that they split with the Miami Dolphins, but it's still that's an older NFL stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida State, I think Doak Walker needs one.
Would Miami benefit from its own on-campus stadium, or is there enough benefit in a partnership with the Dolphins?
There's not enough. They don't have any room. They don't have they would benefit from it because the students have to like essentially get bused to the game.
UCLA has that same issue at the Rose Bowl.
So I think if they had one, even if it was like 40 or 50,000, not obviously like what we have, I think it would be a hit, but I don't know where they would put it.
Yeah, I don't know that area well enough.
I've been
what
there.
if the Dolphins find a spot for a new stadium in Miami? Hurricanes take over the lease.
Doesn't matter. So
Start from
you still got a bus from like here to Omaha to go to the game to get the you want to get the
But
students there.
wouldn't you make it? You find ways to make it easier if you own that. You're not just a partner. Make it your own.
No, it's just too hard for the student. There's not. First of all, the student body isn't big.
Yeah.
So ideally, you want it to have to where the frats and everybody else can get there, like they can walk. Now, there's places that they can do it. It'd be really expensive, but I think it'd be worth it.
So what's the clientele? What's the audience in a Miami football game? Donors, alums?
It's alums and fans, but just for the students, it's hard for them to get there. So they don't get look, Miami fans are crazy. Like they straight up like they're Hurricane fans.
They're Hurricanes, each and every one of them.
Yeah, so they're the biggest show in town over the Dolphins, right along head to head with the Heat. So you're going to get adults there. You're going to get obviously young adults. You're going to get older, fans. You're going to get alum. You're going to get, rich people and all that. But I'm saying as far as getting the students there and getting that effect, they need an on-campus stadium or somewhere that's more like easily, accessible.
Is Miami like the dominant like driving force of Florida sports culture? Does it go back and forth between them and Florida and Florida State? Is it one of the pro teams that's, like, oh yeah, this is Florida's franchise?
I think it's the Hurricanes when they're rolling. It's nothing bigger in the state of Florida. The Hurricanes.
Even bigger than the Jacksonville Jaguars? I say.
I mean, the Heat, they had it when LeBron and they were there, and obviously D Wade before that. But Miami's always been a hurricane town, always, and it probably always will be. I just think college football, I mean, just because high school football is so prominent there, I think college football just reigns king. I mean, Florida is kind of like their own, and then Florida State, is obviously second, I think, in the pecking order.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
NFL stadium you would update.
They all seem like they've been getting updated. Initially, I was going to say Green Bay, but I think they just kind of redid their thing.
That's a nice one. I've been to that one.
I wish the Chargers were still in Joe Robbie, and that's the one that I would say.
Oh, okay.
Just because I think it's just an iconic stadium. But they obviously they aren't there anymore. Can't say the Cardinals because they have a great stadium. I think that everybody has it. Like, I can't think of a.
Well, the next one up is Arrowhead because the Royals are moving downtown.
Yeah, I'd say the Chiefs, but I see like I wouldn't redo the Chiefs. I'd like spruce it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't move it. I mean, Arrowhead is a iconic place. When you roll in there, when you make that left off that highway, when you're an opposing team, you see it. You know it's on. The fans are going crazy. The barbecue's going. Like there's nothing. Like, now, do they need to upgrade it a little bit? Sure, because it's an older stadium. But no, you can't move that stadium. I don't think you should move it.
I mean, rumor has it they're moving across the border to Kansas.
I know. What about, I'll pay maybe Chicago or Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Chicago's obviously on the agenda too. Mailman says the Browns update Cleveland Stadium.
For what? I do. I think Cleveland it's part of their ambiance. Yeah, I think you update. Yeah, I do agree. You definitely don't go new stadium. I think you update it. But I don't know what the end game would be because you're never going to get a Super Bowl. The ownership and the powers that be haven't shown that they even want to be successful or a winning team. Maybe Cincinnati, just because of.
But they won't pay to do it, so.
Yeah, they won't pay to do it. So I think it's Pittsburgh or Chicago.
Has Ford Field been updated recently?
No.
Detroit?
No, but it's a dome. I mean, you're not. I mean, that's.
So is Allegiant Stadium now for the Raiders.
Yeah, but it's Detroit. You got to keep winning before you try to do something like that. But I mean, I can see Detroit. Cleveland. Sanderson says Cleveland is building a new stadium currently.
Oh.
For ownership, it's a moneymaker. You get stipend from the league. You get help. Billionaires get help.
From the league, from the public, from anyone except themselves, it seems like.
Yeah.
Chris, we talked about the Bills before. 3687 says Chargers played at Jack Murphy in Qualcomm. Joe Robbie's in Miami.
Yeah, Jack Murphy. Yeah.
That's right. Let's see here. AD, good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well, man. He says the only stadium that matters is Acrisure. It's always Heinz Field to me.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a new sponsorship.
I told you my wife just hates that.
What?
The renaming fields.
Why?
Because she knows it is one thing. She's not full go into sports. And so she knows the CHI Health Center, having grown up in Omaha, it's the Quest Center to her. I mean, maybe it's the CenturyLink Center, but it sure as heck isn't the CHI Health Center. Stuff like that. If or when the Royals rename Kauffman Stadium, she's going to be up in arms.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
She was mad about the Chiefs. It's Arrowhead Stadium. You don't need to tack anything onto it. That is her biggest pet peeve in sports, is naming sponsorship rights changes.
Yeah, it's a big deal when, obviously I got it wrong with the Joe Robbie and Jack Murphy and Qualcomm. That's where I played. I think it was Qualcomm.
Yeah, that would have been right. Yeah.
But I just know it's a great stadium. It's a great field going in there.
I think Nebraska played there in the Holiday Bowl once or twice, right?
Yeah.
I think it would have been there.
Yeah. Yeah, we played Arizona. I mean, that wasn't it. It's just like when you play there and as a pro.
Well, that was the Nebraska's back and we're here to stay game.
Which one?
The Arizona Holiday Bowl.
We played Arizona, and then they played them again.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who said that?
That was Bo.
Oh, he was wolfing?
Yeah.
I like
They blanked Nick Foles in Arizona. Shut him out. 33-0, 30-0. Nebraska's back and we're here to stay.
What year was that for Bo?
Oh, 9, year 2, year 3. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Is that when his book came out too?
2010, maybe?
Is that when that book came out?
Ooh, I don't know. Don't remember that.
Break bread.
Dave Frasca does say, rumor has it it's actually a done deal that the Chiefs are moving. That's right. I forgot it was officially official. So yeah, the Chiefs are headed near Kansas Speedway over there in Kansas, and the Royals are headed downtown.
I mean, it happens. You know, I mean, look at my Twinkies. You know, they left the Metrodome and now they're hanging over 394. They have I think right field or whatever, left field is hanging over 394. So I mean, it can be done when you jam it in downtown.
That is a very vertical stadium. It is steep.
Yeah.
We sat in the 300 section. I don't deal with like heights poorly or anything, but trying to lug a 1.5-year-old last summer.
Did you take the train down there?
No, we drove.
You saw when the train pulls up front.
Oh,
right
so,
there.
oh yeah, I see the train.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, look, when there's a will, there's a way. They will make room for stadiums.
Canes.
Yeah.
Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone chiming in on that on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Doing to switch gears in the NFL, though, Jay, and talk about some key position groups that will affect the playoff hunt, the playoff chase. Came to mind for me with the Colts signing Keenan Allen. Surprisingly decent year last year. 80 catches for him, nearing the top 10 in terms of receptions overall. And receiver's a pretty key position for the Colts. Michael Pittman Jr. traded away to Pittsburgh. Alec Pierce has the knee, ankle stuff going on. Reports are good. Hasn't been on the field much to practice, but they say he looks himself. Josh Downs moving into a bigger role, whether that's inside or outside. Tyler Warren down with a groin injury. I know he's a tight end hybrid type of guy.
Yeah.
They signed Keenan Allen, but, receiver's been a position of need for them. And then, of course, in the division as well, the Texans. They lose Higgins to the knee injury, and that position has been a mess for them. Houston obviously has sights on winning the division. Everyone in the AFC South should, even Tennessee, if they have a pop-up year. But Jacksonville relatively settled out there. I think its roster's in a decent spot. But for the Colts and Texans, receiver's a huge position.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think you get Keenan Allen, who he's the guy that will be 50 years old, and somebody challenges him, and he can get open. And he's got a great set of hands. He's crafty. He knows how to work leverage against his opponents. And so I think that's a huge get for the Colts and Daniel Jones when you're trying to really transition him off an injury to be your franchise quarterback. With Pittman being gone and Pierce is kind of up in the air, Downs you expect to, make a big jump, but now you have a known in there and a guy that can pick up first downs to go along with that really good running game. I think that he's the best one out there. Now, Brandon Cooks is out there, who's a former Texan. Now, granted, he wanted to leave Houston when they were not trying to win. They were like 2-14 one year, 3-13, and obviously he was at the height of his career. He wanted to get in a playoff run. He's a guy that is a smaller guy but really fast, that could step in for Higgins. And when you think about where Houston Texans are, right, you had Nico Collins, and you expected Higgins to be that number 2. They got Hutchinson, that's a kind of a still, growing up. Tank Dell is a guy that's been trying to make his way back. And Jalen Noel, right? It was a teammate of Higgins.
Yeah.
Is, got a little bit of injury bug. So you need that true. I feel like they need to pick up either. If I was Houston, this is what I would do. I'd pick up DeAndre Hopkins. Now, assuming that he's in shape.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that he can do, DeAndre Hopkins can always do, is score the football. He's got a great set of hands. He's not going to separate like he used to way back in his heyday, but he's a veteran guy that can make catches, right? And it'll take him 2 weeks to get up to up to snuff. I know he's coaching now at Georgia Tech, I think. But obviously, look, he has that connection. He could probably do it, next year. I think he still probably lives in Houston. Well liked in Houston, and he fits right in with this. He's another veteran receiver to go with Nico Collins. I like him. I would actually pick up both of them, him and Brandon, to one to provide more speed and vertical, but then obviously one that's a sure-handed receiver, because CJ Stroud is in a make or break year as far as franchise goes. They can still franchise him or bring him back and not have to franchise him until they truly need to. But this is a team that's built to try to make a Super Bowl run. So you need to piece together good veteran pieces that are still productive to allow you to make that deep playoff run. What was the eyesore for Houston in the playoffs at New England? Not the ability to throw the ball, but not the inability to separate. I think Nico Collins was hurt, right? So your best option was Dalton Schultz or out of the backfield. Well, you bring 2 viable options in. So when you have to go on the road or you have to go to Indy and deal with them, or Jacksonville or Tennessee, and obviously Jacksonville and Indy are ahead of Tennessee, but Tennessee's on the come up, right? With Robert Saleh, a defensive coach. You want some veteran receivers out there with a revamped offensive line and a quarterback that's trying to get the ball out of his hands and be more efficient as a passer.
Kupsker says, don't worry, Austin. Pittman Jr. is safe in Pittsburgh. We appreciate you letting us take him. Yeah, no, going to miss Pitt. Good player. Never elite player, but steady, reliable. I think he's probably best served as a 1B or maybe a 2 on an elite offense, but did
It's
what
a good
the Colts asked
opportunity
him
for
to
him
do.
because his skill set matches up with what Aaron Rodgers needs out of his 1B. And when Aaron Rodgers is really rolling,
And Metcalf's rolling.
Metcalf, when Aaron Rodgers was really rolling, he had 2 receivers that could, switch off game by game or whatever, 2 games, 3 games, and be that number 1 guy. So that's where he's at. He's in a good spot.
Corey and Lincoln points out Keenan Allen's fewer than 50 catches away from 4th all time in NFL history, which is
Well, we'll probably have it at the midway point. He catches. Look, that dude. Have you ever seen him? I mean, you probably never. Like, if you study how he runs routes, he can get open, man. He's never been the fastest.
He made that joke when he was interviewed at Colts camp. I'm still running the same 4.7 I did at my pro day.
Yeah, he's not. He's never been the fastest, but his game speed is fast enough, and I think he's probably faster than 4.7. He just didn't run well, but homeboy can catch, man. And he's a tough, competitor. Obviously, he's probably going to go into the Ring of Fame for the Chargers. Was supposed to be the outlet for Caleb Williams in Chicago. Caleb wasn't really mature enough because his work ethic and some of the things that coming out of the locker room when he was a rookie or a young player. Keenan Allen, man, can ball out. The Chargers brought him back, and 80 catches at his age.
Whew.
Daniel Jones has got to be hyped.
Oh, yeah. Steichen obviously knows him, and so the head coach trusts him, and the head coach trusts the quarterback.
He's familiar with the system. He's familiar with the head coach. You can really get in there with Daniel Jones and really get that instant connection because they're 2 veterans, and you can make Daniel Jones that much better. And that's what you need for the Colts.
Last thing on Colts wide receivers, we'll move on. I really like the Michael Pittman Jr. pick back in what would have been the 2020 draft. But, Jay, kind of the big what if, the Colts were one of the teams that were rumored to have interest in Jordan Love. And at the time, I wanted the Colts to stay far away from Jordan Love. I didn't like it, didn't love it, but I'm tiss. I think it's fair to say the Packers won. Packers got it right. Colts didn't. And again, Pittman's been fine. He hasn't been a problem. But the Colts have still been on that quarterback carousel. And I know it's, butterfly effect and whatnot, but is Frank Reich still the coach? Or even if Shane Steichen comes in, I think Jordan Love could have been, a pretty similar player with 2 good quarterback-friendly head coaches in Reich and Steichen.
For sure. I mean, him with Frank Reich would have been magical. But you didn't really know what Jordan Love was until he went on that 4-game heater, because when it was the comeback from New Orleans that really wasn't a legendary comeback. It was like you came back and New Orleans kind of took their foot off the gas at home, and then he went on that roll, and then they rewarded him.
Yeah.
And then now, obviously, that is allowed. You gave him the confidence, and now he's obviously one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So he's way into his career. You didn't know that then, and that's what happens. Sometimes you look at where he is now, and then you're like, this is what he could have been, and the situation and the franchise set him up for success. A winning franchise. He's able to watch from a legendary player. Green Bay has done this before, obviously.
Kupsker says that. I don't think Love would be who he is without sitting behind Rodgers.
Right.
We'll never know, but that's the thing Green Bay was able to do.
Right. I mean, look, I talk about David Carr. One of the worst things that they did was they cut Kent Graham. Now, was Kent Graham anywhere near Aaron Rodgers? No, but Kent Graham would have showed and helped David Carr work through it, or maybe take some of those hits off of David Carr early in his career to where he wasn't so sack prone. And then now you don't have anything viable around you till Andre comes, and by that you got a lot of bad habits. The offensive line isn't very good. Offense is very good. You got to kind of live and die by throwing it to Andre and let him be a man amongst boys. But that's what, the Colts would have probably put him in. So you just never know.
Well, speaking of David Carr, Texans O-line hasn't been fixed necessarily in 20 odd years. And so I think if the offensive line is better, to me, the Texans offensive line and the Chargers offensive line in the AFC aren't just like division caliber. Like if they're good enough, those are potential Super Bowl teams.
Yeah, and it's really been that for years. Now I think the Chargers are different, right? Where it's been health. Where Houston has been a lack of talent and development and missing on guys, right? Yeah. And so they fixed that immediately, right? And now I didn't like that they let Laramie Tunsil go. Now Laramie Tunsil wanted to get paid again, but he's still, now granted, he's a little dinged up now with the triceps injury, but man, he was like an eclipse over there at the left tackle. I mean, he is one of the premier guys. So those are hard to come by. But you revamped it. You got Braden Smith. You obviously know him. Now they got the guy that I think can really help them is Wyatt Teller from Cleveland.
Oh, sure.
A
Yeah.
rugged, productive guard that can really help them in the run game. And then obviously they help the development of the big tackle from Minnesota, Ursery, which if they can get him up to it, then the problem is solved. And so that's what CJ Stroud needs. And I'm gonna tell you this: some of the struggles last year was based on that offensive line, and also let's not forget Joe Mixon being out all year last year.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon being gone hurt CJ Stroud as much, or maybe more than the offensive line being not one of the best, because Joe Mixon, for whatever reason, and not whatever reason, is such a good running back, and it's still a mystery what's happened to him.
Yeah.
It was a foot injury that was supposed to come back in 2 weeks, and now it's like, all right, is he retired, or is he on the retired list, or is he still around? You just never know, right? Now I know his agent. I need to ask him, but anyways, with Joe Mixon, even in Cincinnati, he would make your offensive line look a lot better. He's excellent in pass protection. He's even better out of the backfield, and he brought that attitude. That's why they got David Montgomery, because they see that. Now, Woody Marks, who we saw up at close and personal, right, from USC, Woody Marks is a viable running back, but now you have two of them.
Yeah.
Right? And you got and David Montgomery isn't old because he's been splitting time. So you got the older vet, and then you got the young guy. CJ Stroud is hopefully set up for success.
Another position of intrigue for me in a stacked division, Packers wide receivers haven't made any big moves. We talked a little bit about Jordan Love. Seems like there's a lot there. I think Josh Jacobs is still good. Tucker Kraft coming back from the injury as well. That's going to be big for them.
Yeah.
Is there an alpha? Do they need an alpha? I mean, it kind of feels like they're diet Chiefs at this point, right? Offensively gifted, play calling head coach with an ascending young quarterback. I'm not saying Love is on Mahomes' level. Sorry, Packers fans. That's it's just the truth. But Devontae Adams leaves town. Jordan Love has never had his number one Tyreek Hill. Kraft isn't
and Dobbs,
Kelsey.
Dobbs was
Dobbs
a
is
knucklehead,
gone.
and then he developed, and now he's in New England.
Watson struggles with drops occasionally and injuries.
And really just hamstrings.
Yeah.
And so really what they did this year is, again, sometimes you get this recency bias, and sometimes these GMs, and I'm not saying this, but this is true. You see it in college too, is that they overdraft a guy in Christian Watson, right, who has deep speed. Right, that was the remedy that they needed. Need deep speed. We need deep speed.
Well, then they do it again with Golden.
Right, but then they double down on it.
Yeah,
he hasn't been consistently productive. Yes, he's shown you ability for short spurts, but he hasn't given you that 1.5 seasons. One season, validated through the half a season. We re-up you because you went and done it over 24 games or whatever. Right? They haven't done that. But they did it right. And then Jaden Reed, who was good, but when he was taken off, he got hurt, the shoulder injury last year.
Right.
And then Matthew Golden was supposed to be it. Kind of surprise first-round pick. You remember when the draft was up there. And you're kind of doing the same thing with Christian Watson. So now you got everything's built on the play calling, the offensive line, and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs allows all three of those guys, when healthy, to be actually better players than they actually are. That's what they're banking on. But they don't. And I don't know if it's hard to recruit guys to Green Bay. Or I think you got to trade for him, and then once they get to Green Bay, they really like it.
So they get Parsons. They're never signing him.
Right. So they don't have that guy that you're like, all right, we got to roll our coverage to yet. Dobb was kind of getting there.
It's fine.
But he got up out of there quick.
Quick.
To go play with Drake May. I mean, I think they got the offense. I like their offensive line. I like LaFleur a little bit more than I originally did.
Is he your Dan Lanning of the NFL? Is there something about green and yellow?
I used to not like Dan Lanning, but I really like him. He a full-fledged psychopath. I like it. I could rock with Dan Lanning. I might even see if we could headbutt each other. He
doesn't want that smoke. I can tell you that much.
We just do it, but I think he might. He'd be down for it. And LaFleur's growing on me some.
Not full-fledged but growing on you.
I like him. So is Jordan Love. I like it. I like Green Bay.
Rank your NFC North head coaches.
Man, I hope my Viking fans ain't listening. Dan Campbell's number 1.
That is a heck of a division of coaches.
Ben Johnson's number 2. Then LaFleur. Then Kevin O'Connell. But I like Kevin O'Connell, though.
Who still might be a top 15 coach in the NFL.
Yeah. You know one thing about Kevin O'Connell, though? He's got a little bit more you-know-what to him than that meets the eye. My dad loves Kevin O'Connell.
Good coach.
My dad loves him though. And I like him too.
I won't make you say the magical 3-letter word. We'll go to break there. We'll keep the conversation rolling. Final half an hour of Old School after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Meet your new obsession, the Amigos Crunchadilla. Not a burrito, not a quesadilla. The Crunchadilla is a salsa tortilla filled with a unique blend of quesadilla flavors, then crisped to perfection for a crunch you'll crave. Loaded with melty cheese, crispy tortilla strips, and of course, Amigos' famous ranch. Get your choice of 4 boldly flavored meats, like Southwest chicken or chorizo, all topped with bacon. Crispy, craveable, and made to crush your hunger. The Crunchadilla, only at Amigos. Amigos value meals are getting an upgrade with more of the bold, fresh flavors you love. Now we have 9 options for only $5, $6, or $7. With fries and a small drink, these are full meals for a small price. There's something for everyone with the new Chicken Ranchero Burrito or Quesadilla Snackers. Even Amigos favorites like the soft meat burrito or crisp pinto are now in value meals. With a deal this good, we'll be seeing you all the time at Amigos.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-assed fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered. Whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Save big money when you shop at Menards. We have an excellent in-stock selection of Whirlpool appliances. We carry great brands at the best prices. Ready to take home today. Whether you want new laundry appliances or need upgrades for your kitchen, you'll find appliances that'll make your life easier. View our selection of Whirlpool appliance options today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards. Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is pay to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government shutdown. Meanwhile, he's opposed every serious attempt to ban congressional stock trading. Nebraskans can't afford lawmakers enriching themselves while our costs go through the roof. Tell Senator Ricketts to support the Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act now. This communication paid for by Nebraska Groundswell.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Floor and find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
The Friends with McLaughlin Masonry here in Lincoln would like to take this time out to thank our first responders, doctors, nurses, and the healthcare professionals who put their lives in harm's way for our protection. Blood donation centers need people to donate blood. Be a silent hero and donate blood today. It will help accident victims, surgery patients, sick children, and members of our military. This message is from McLaughlin Masonry here in Lincoln. Let's stay united and keep America safe and strong.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keeping the NFL conversation rolling with some thoughts, some comments, some questions from our starter Heyman Jewelers text line on Old School. We got an expert sitting here to my left. I'm Austin Norman. He is Jay Foreman, longtime NFL vet. A few things to get to here, Jay. Bill and Bennett says Jordan Love may not be quite as mobile as Patrick Mahomes, but I would still take the Packers over the Chiefs any day.
Really? Bill and Bennett? Really? You would?
I just read the text. Don't ask me.
Listen, man, you don't ever count the light-skinned Kermit the Frog out. Never. And he's coming. He looked like he's coming out for revenge.
Mm-hmm. Petty Pat might be back.
Yeah. No, I can't roll with you that, but I can see the interest in it's. I'm excited to watch that NFC Central North or whatever get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Campbell, quiet this year, but still has his quarterback. They got Brown.
Yeah.
They got Gibbs. They still are physical. They still get the ultimate equalizer in the pass rusher, Hutchinson. They get Branch back.
Mm-hmm.
The linebackers started to get going. Man. And they got Dan Campbell, who puts a lot of pressure. Then you got Chicago. That's the most competitive division in football.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And then you got Kevin O'Connell, kind of like under the radar. He probably has the weakest quarterback in the division, but he has the one that could be dangerous.
Sure.
If Pocket Hercules plays as mature as he's been the last year and a half down in Arizona, and he has a connection with those receivers, and Kevin O'Connell is on his game, because you know that defense is coming. You know Brian Flores is coaching the defense to prove a point. Not only is he going to win that lawsuit against the NFL and all the coaches or all the owners, he's like, I'm going to destroy every quarterback. My man came out the first play against Jackson Dart. The first play.
First snap of his NFL career.
No, in the preseason.
Oh, the preseason.
We bring in heat.
Ooh.
Right off of there.
All right.
Take that with you.
Cranked up to 11.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, you know, with the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell we just talked about, I had him fourth, but I would take him as my franchise. I'd hire him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. We get this from Cubsker. I think Justin Jefferson is going to have a career year with Pocket Hercules back there. He looks like Call of Duty got left at home in Arizona. I will say this. It'll be really hard for Justin Jefferson to have a career year. His third year in the league, 184 targets, 128 catches, 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 106 yards per game. Oh, and he went up to that the next year, averaging in just 10 games, Jay, The next year had 68 catches for 1,074 yards, 16 yards a catch. Ended up with 5 touchdowns before the season got cut short by injury. Averaged 107.4 yards per game. Justin Jefferson is on or exceeding the Randy Moss track in terms of some of these counting numbers. He might have already had the best year of his career, but even if you have to quote unquote bounce back from 84 for 1,000, now 2 touchdowns, not enough for a wide receiver of his caliber.
He's going to go 1,400, 8+ touchdowns. Pocket Hercules is going to get paid on a 3-year contract. And then you know who's coming back to Minnesota.
Kirk Cousins?
Poindexter. With his flannel shirt, with them shirts he'd be wearing. He's going to just move right into the same house he had.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just move the people that check it, turn the lights on once a month. You just go, hey, man, we got this.
I suppose.
Yeah, he's going to be back.
Why not?
Or
Aaron Rodgers last year?
No. It's too cold. No.
Jacoby Brissett time?
No. Kirk Cousins halfway through the season because it's Mendoza time.
There we go.
Why wouldn't you? You know who you trade down to the Raiders?
McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy. Here you go. Just like the Raiders. You're modern day Jim Plunkett.
JJ McCarthy needs some veteran leadership. Go sit behind a rookie, and it would actually make sense.
Learn how to be a professional.
Straight up.
Yeah.
One-eyed Ray, I have a good feeling about the Lions' defensive line this year. That's why I'm not so concerned right now for Detroit, Jay, because I think it was just a lot of injuries for them last year. Both sides of the ball, defense really got hit.
Yeah.
Now, if it continues year over year and they turn into 49ers North, it's a problem. But for now, I'm willing to give them, hey, use your injury pass.
Yeah, Dan Campbell tells you, look, we got a hit. He tells you every year. We got to go through it, man. Yeah, he's very convincing. He's like, you got to trust me on this. I'm like, hey, Dad, you know my neck's sore, man. Yeah, I don't know about this, man. Okay, brother. But yeah, I think I like McNeil. He got paid. I think the depth is there. And then Aiden Hutchinson can bring it. I like Derek Barnes, and Jack Campbell is great. Malcolm Rodriguez was the Hard Knocks kind of Danny Woodhead, and he's made himself into a pretty good pro. They had a sneaky good pickup about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I'm assuming that they're going to keep him. They picked up Devin White.
That's
you
right.
You get him
Good
and
call.
Jack Campbell on third down. Devin White can still run, and he can still hit, and he can still turn the ball over. I think, with his dad being sick and his dad passing away, I think he's kind of got, obviously you never get over it, but I think he's come to terms with it. You saw it rejuvenated him. If you watched the preseason last week, he did really, really well. So I think that defense will be back. I'm in agreement with that.
Thomas and Lincoln says, Jay, we need your thoughts on the Bills. What was it going to take to take down the Patriots?
I think the Bills are set to beat the Patriots. Now I'm just more or less just to see how the new coach does with Brady. I think you got comfortable with McDermott. I felt like they were getting better. I know that some of the in-game stuff, they always kind of hurt them. I think DJ Moore and him will be great. It's all about the defense for them. Can they create enough turnovers or be consistent enough to stop them and play against the run really good? Their linebackers are small. Terrell Bernard and Dorian, they're tiny. They switched the defense to kind of 3-4, but as they're going to play, they're going to have Greg Russo, who's like 6'8". He's going to be hand in the dirt. So they got Bradley Chubb and Greg Russo. I like it there, but ultimately it's going to come down to Josh Allen, turnovers at the most pressure-packed moments.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've won that division with 5 out of 6 years. They're gonna be back there.
Yeah, I mean, New England faced like a top 5 easiest schedule in NFL history by DVOA.
And you're not surprising anybody. Now,
maybe.
New England, I think, upgraded. They had a really good offseason, a good draft. Now, I do think the situation with Vrabel and his, I think that does affect that team. Now they got A.J. Brown and all that. That's great. But
how close is A.J. to being NFL Jimmy Butler?
Oh, he's about 6 games away.
Okay.
He's a couple missed wide open opportunities away. That's it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Got around the same page.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's a couple of those outbursts away from taking a week off.
He's just reading his book on the side. I'll show up, but don't
and
put
he's
me
not
in,
as diabolical as Jimmy Butler. I just think
fewer hairstyles.
I think he's
a wide receiver.
He's like every wide receiver. Very emotional. And I think the Philly thing, obviously, there was something deeper than just diva. It was personal, which in their situations, it should never be personal. You can't be mad at that man for a mistake that you made. But that bled over into the field and into the locker room.
Yeah.
So you got to keep business as business. I mean, there's a lot of guys that don't like each other or hate each other, went out there and played well. One of the things I'll tell you, and this has nothing to do with football, Hall and Oates is probably one of the best duos ever. Them dudes hate each other.
At the throat.
Oprah couldn't even bring them back together.
Not even Oprah.
They were trying to get a sit down. Like, y'all got still some music to make. You know, we want to see you in concerts on tour. Nope.
Not doing it.
They doing their duet. One's in there, one's here. They don't want to.
Two separate recording studios, listening through the headphones.
They only see each other on stage. What time you getting there? 11? Okay, I'll be there 11:01.
Not crossing paths in the hallway like Anthony Calandri and Bo Pribula.
Negative.
Maybe we need a Hall & Oates discography. Discography check during break. Top 3 Hall & Oates songs.
I can't go for that. Oh, yeah. I mean, they got so many.
Oh, yeah. It's a shame they broke up.
They got some good hair, too, especially with the black hair.
Maybe that's a Friday segment. Maybe that's something we just keep in the back burner. Worst, like, sports duos or trios that got broken up and make, like, saddest music group solutions.
Oh, yeah. Heck, Metallica, they had issues. Remember the one drummer? They was like, that. Yeah, you gone after 3 months.
Yeah.
And just pick some dude up there, and then he ended up being there forever.
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
Street free agent running back. But
that's right.
We'll go ahead and go to break. We'll wrap up Old School after this.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils. Hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by Bryant Air Conditioning, Electrical, Heating, and Plumbing. Mainly clear skies this afternoon with a high of 84. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies tonight, lows around 68. Slight chance for storms tomorrow, high of 88, mainly sunny skies. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster. Currently, it's 76 degrees.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years. From design to install, upgrades and repair, If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Visit any part of Southeast Nebraska, and you've seen the impact of an SCC grad. At Southeast, we're redefining the community college experience. You'll do more than build a career. You'll build the place you call home. At SCC, Grad had an expert who did more to build them up, to focus their drive, to shape their resolve. Southeast Community College. Let's do more.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up Old School. Really appreciate everyone who's chimed in and listened to the show. DJ Foreman, I'm Moss Norman. Want to remind you that football Saturdays are back soon, and the Lincoln Children's Museum has a game plan for the youngest fans. Game day playdates give kids ages 5 to 12 their own unforgettable game day while you enjoy the action inside the stadium. Drop them off 90 minutes before kickoff. Pick them up an hour after the game ends. New this year, purchase a season pass for a special rate. Book 4 sessions. Receive your 5th free with discount code. Football space is limited. Advanced registration is required. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org and reserve your spot today. In terms of Hall & Oates songs, we've gotten votes for Out of Touch and Man Eater so far. Dave Meintz says that Daryl Hall has a pretty cool house, and there's a tour of it on YouTube, apparently. I'm going to get back to the Bills real quick, though, Jay. Is Josh Allen, right now, today, better at playing the quarterback position than Patrick Mahomes? Not is he more accomplished. We know that's just not the case. Mahomes has the Super Bowl rings. Right now, today, is Josh Allen better at playing the quarterback position than Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
Where has he made the biggest strides, and where has he passed Mahomes?
Accuracy. He's increased. He's obviously his percentage was way up. I mean, I think he's better. I'm gonna say he's as good as Patrick Mahomes. I think Josh Allen still turns the ball over too much.
Okay.
At times. Patrick Mahomes has lately, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it now to Josh Allen. Definitely, Josh Allen is gotten better at just the fundamentals at it, and he's kind of honed his game into. I would say quarterback can beat you with their legs, their mind, and the arm, and that's what he can do now.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be more of just his legs mainly, and his arm was more really like the spectacular play, but he can kind of dink and dunk you to death. That's why I think he's as good or better than Patrick Mahomes right now, but it's like by minimal, and that's mainly based on him being younger.
Play style's not the same, but let's say that Mahomes is the Brady of his era, just with the rings, the titles, and everything. Who does that make Josh Allen? How important is it for him, for Lamar Jackson, et cetera, to get a ring like Roethlisberger did and like Breeze did, so that they're, or Manning did, he got one as well with a couple different teams, so that they're in that tier of guys that won one, as opposed to being in the Phillip Rivers tier of, good numbers, among the best, but never the best.
Yeah, I mean, a better analogy is that Patrick Mahomes, just how many times they went to the championship and the Super Bowl and he's won, compared to, and take Brady out of it, is like Tiger Woods. And
sure.
Josh Allen and like Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers at that time with Brady, they're fighting to try to be Phil Mickelson or Vijay Singh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have a couple majors and be consistent and break through, right? And so that's where he's at. It's a tough place to be because Patrick Mahomes is not slowing down. He's probably going to get a resurgence here. Same with Andy Reid and company. But, you got to continue to level up your game. And it's not only Josh Allen continuing along that process. The Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid has made everybody in the league level up. Because no matter what, when it comes down to it, if Mahomie has the ball, you know you in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Receiver one or not, you're still in trouble.
And if Travis Kelce is focused and in shape, you see that dead leg he gave a dude in training camp? That was the old school. That was old.
Did you say, okay, he's back?
He looked quick there. He got some quickness for a big man. I just wonder how much he's really invested. His body don't look right.
1 to 7 scale, how ready is Travis Kelce for the season from what you've seen?
4. But he can get up to a 5.5 real quick because he's just that good.
Can he ever be a 7 again?
Yeah, I think his main focus is to be that Travis Kelce in the playoffs. Be that guy. That's what they should be working towards. He's already got enough of that. Now, obviously, he wants to, be featured or part of the offense in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
You want to build up your strength, your speed, your quickness, and your freshness for him to make that playoff run. Last quarter of the season, through the Super Bowl in their mind.
But are they going to make it back? AFC doesn't seem like it has that clear-cut favorite anymore.
No. I think who gets off to a good start, who stands the middle of the year, stays fresh, and ends up strong. You got to hit 2 or 3 of those phases. If you start off and say you got a hard start, schedule-wise, but then you kind of hold your head above water, make a game up or 2 in the middle, and catch your stride at the end, there you go. Because you don't want to be like the Philadelphia Eagles that one year start off like 10-0, end up losing the first round.
Well, the Vikings had that. They're 13-3 year, I think. That's the Daniel Jones playoff game.
Yeah. So you don't want that. So you want to make sure you kind of space it out.
Lots to get to on tomorrow's show as well. We'll save the live golf stuff and plenty more in college football and in the NBA as well. Still haven't had a chance to talk about everything going on with the Lakers and the Clippers out there. It's been a busy week in sports as we continue to reach the home stretch before we get college football back here in Lincoln. He's Jay Foreman. I'm Austin Norman. That'll do it for Old School. Big thanks to everyone who's helped partner with us to sponsor the show. Trezo Construction, Heartland and Nebraska Windows, the Lincoln Children's Museum, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, and of course our title sponsor, Graham Tire. Graham Tire Company celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. They're more than just tires. They do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. It's Graham Tire that's getting you to the places that matter most. We'll talk to you again tomorrow at 9. See you then.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans, begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Looking for a fun